into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Oh, it's a beautiful Friday morning. You beautiful people, thank you for joining us. This is how you start your day. What's up, team?
Boom.
Feel good breakfast show.
Oh, there is someone in the air this morning.
This jacket's got me feeling all guitar-y.
I don't know if you are joining the band this morning,
Maybe I
but
should.
we've got the band, indoor bands in studio, and they brought the circus with him. If you could see the production value being set up on one side of our studio, the Parlotones are here. Can I get it? Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Yes, please. They're going to give us a little bit of new music, possibly a little bit of old, but we're going to catch up with the legends, and they are legends.
They are legends. They are legends. And you know what? We have a new Miss South Africa, and we are super duper excited to have her on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Tamaryn Green joins us this morning, and if you think about it, a week ago today, it was still leading up to the final, and so much in her life has changed in that last week. So
I think she knew, man. She was such a
Didn't we also
classic.
have Demi Lee, Nell Peters, like in the run-up towards Miss Universe, and then something magical happened?
We are that good, like Omelet.
Feel good vibes
Dene will literally just take her crown.
Band's go to number one. Teams win championships.
Hey,
there's something about the show.
Must be that Expresso butter.
Now, you know, talking about championships, I have to say that both of you were dead to me about a week ago, but I love you again now. Okay, I really do love you. You, I'm assuming, had the experience of a lifetime going to the Champions League final. So I'm going to ask humbly that you just relive some of those moments just for me and for them.
Mate,
as
we'll
well,
tell
please.
you all about it. It was stuff of dreams. Stuff of dreams.
Brilliant,
And then also very exciting stuff. The fact that McCafe are now launching a brand new range of low GI sandwiches to you for you to enjoy
as well.
Exactly, yeah. And also we've got our friends Clover from Umhlobo Wenene. Brothers! Good to see you guys, always smiling, always so energetic. It's going to be a massive Friday. As you can see, lots happening everywhere. Expect us to be hard of breath half the time. But anyway, it's time we catch up with the time we've been using right now and see what the news holds for us. What's up, Hewitt?
Good morning, team. Can you feel it? It's going to be one of those awesome Fridays going into the weekend. Let's kick it off, though, with your news, starting with your national news. AgriSA has released a report showing that farm murders have decreased from 66 in 2016-2017 to 47 in 2017-2018, the lowest level in more than 20 years. During the same period, however, farm attacks increased from 478 to 561. The Agricultural Industry Association says its information is based on statistics released by the Minister of Police in Parliament over the past 6 years. The report indicated that since 1996, the most farm attacks, 722, were recorded in Northwest, followed by Gauteng with 644. Most murders occurred in Gauteng, namely 69. And a ministerial task team has recommended that history be made a compulsory school subject, and this is according to a report released by the Department of Basic Education yesterday. The team also recommended that grade 12 pupils write 2 final exam papers on the subject, one focusing on African history and the other on world history. The task team was established in 2015 and given terms of reference to conduct a comparative international study on how to best implement the introduction of history as a compulsory subject in up until matric. In your international news this morning, the US has imposed tariffs on steel and aluminium imports from allies in Europe and North America. A 25% tax on steel and 10% tax on aluminium from the EU, Mexico and Canada started at midnight. The move immediately triggered vows of retaliation from the UK, Mexico and the EU. European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker said the move was totally unacceptable and that the EU had no choice but to bring a case before the World Trade Organization and impose duties on US imports. And lastly, Catholic, Protestant, Muslim and delegates of the Pygmy people indigenous to the Democratic Republic of the Congo have met to proceed with the campaign to protect the Congo Basin rainforest. Talks in Kinshasa centered on awareness of the Congo Basin forest, a biodiversity hotspot and climate shield that is being threatened by illegal logging, which destroys the habitat and means of sustenance for forest people. Pygmies are an ethnic group with communities across the Congo Basin and in Rwanda, Burundi and parts of southern Africa. That's where we leave your news headlines. We'll take a look at those headlines again in half an hour's time.
Huge amounts of sport to wade through this weekend. Let's kick it off with rugby. The Springboks are back in action tomorrow as they take on Wales in a once-off test and exhibition match in the United States of America. Heading into the match, the Boks hold an 85% win record over the Welsh. However, in the two most recent matches, Wales came out on top with a 27-13 and, of course, most recently, nail-biting 24-22 victory in Cardiff. Tomorrow's match kicks off at the RFK Stadium in Washington, D.C. at 11 o'clock South African time. Then staying with rugby, but the Sevens game. Sevens rugby returns this weekend as the Blitzbokke head to Twickenham to take on the London Sevens leg. Now, with just 2 stops left on the tour, the 2017 series winning Blitzboks, they are currently in second place on the overall standings with 141 points, just 4 points adrift of leaders Fiji. And the Bokke, they've been placed in Pool D and they'll face Russia, Canada and Samoa in the group stage. Then on to football, some massive news further afield. Zinedine Zidane has now stepped down as head coach of Real Madrid. That's after almost 3 seasons in charge. Less than a week after leading the team to their 3rd straight Champions League title, Zidane had decided to leave the club after 149 games and 9 trophies. In local soccer, Bafana Bafana, they're in COSAFA Cup action this weekend. Their quarter-final clash with the Group A winners kicks off at 3 o'clock on Sunday. And finally, in tennis, Kevin Anderson has booked his place in the next round at Roland Garros yesterday. That was after a 3-1 win over Argentina's Pablo Cuevas. With the score level at a set apiece, the South African needed a 7-5 tiebreaker win in that 3rd set to gain momentum before wrapping up the victory with a 6-4 final set win. In other results, Rafa Nadal, Maria Sharapova and Serena Williams all moved through to the round of 32. And that's where we leave our sport for now.
Well, let's get your morning underway by taking a look at your weather. And it seems like most parts of the country can expect a cool start to the morning. But looking at those temperatures, Polokwane, your minimum for today is 9, reaching a high of 27. Mbombela 9 with a high of 31. Pretoria 6, 22. Johannesburg 4 with a high of 19. Partly cloudy and Mahikeng 3 with a high of 22. Klerksdorp starting off on 1 with a high of 19, Kimberley 2 reaching a high of 18, Bloemfontein a cool -2 with a high of 16. It's sunny in Richards Bay with a low of 16, a high of 27, Pietermaritzburg 10 reaching a high of 25. Sunny in Durban 17 with a high of 26, Mthatha 4 reaching a high of 23. East London 10 with a high of 23, Cradock 4 reaching a high of 19. Rain is expected in Port Elizabeth, a low of 8 reaching a high of 18. George 8, 16, Sutherland 3 with a cool 8 as a maximum. Cape Town 12 reaching a high of 16. Worcester 4 with a high of 13. Springbok 5 reaching a high of 12. And sunny conditions in Uppington today, a low of 2 and a high of 18 degrees Celsius. And that's where we leave your weather for now. We'll have more for you in half an hour.
Well, we live in a world, of course, that is constantly changing and time is always moving faster and faster. So let's pause the brakes. Let me pause my speech because I can't believe what I've just heard today. On this day, the 1st of June, Zinedine Zidane resigned as coach of Real Madrid.
How is that?
What? Shut the front door. Okay.
That is crazy.
But anyway, let's reflect on what happened on this day.
Let's quickly get maybe you can give us a bit of an undertone here, all right? In 1968, the hit song Mrs. Robinson by Simon and Garfunkel hit #1 on the radio chart. And this song was popularized by, of course, the film The Graduate, which features the infamous Mrs. Robinson. I was going to sing it, but then... And then I saw there was a song played. Sorry.
Greg did the thing. So.
Yeah, then Greg did the thing. Thanks, Greg. I did like your version, though.
So also on this day in 1947, the Doomsday Clock first appeared on the cover of a science magazine, and it was initially set at 7 minutes until midnight. Now, the Doomsday Clock is a symbol that represents the likelihood of a man-made global catastrophe, and the clock itself has been adjusted some 23 times since 1947, and it's become a major part of pop culture, with many musicians writing songs about it, and even Linkin Park naming their 2007 album Minutes to Midnight. And it's also featured in a number of TV shows like Madam Secretary, NCSI, and Doctor Who. So that's what... What? Oh, come on, stop it. Stop it!
So there we have it. Thank you so much, Ken. That's our bite-sized dose of history. Go out there, seize this day, and make it definitely one for the history.
But Zidane, bro, what is going on? No way.
I don't know. The world has stopped turning. No, it definitely hasn't. It's getting faster and faster this morning. We've got a jam-packed show. After the break, we connect to the pride factor. We're going to explain the importance of taking those gaps, those opportunities, especially during Youth Month.
Oh, very important. And then, of course, we also need to play a little game with you, the Expresso Rewind game. I missed out on most of the week, so it's going to be cool to catch up alongside with you on our little game. It's going to get heated, but we'll see you after the break.
It's the food lover's dream escape to Rome returned from just 6,700 Rand with Travel Start's gourmet Italian getaway. Summon the Eternal City as your chance to dine out on the town from breakfast espresso to linguine, fettuccine or pesche al forno, and if there's room, maybe a torta de cioccolato. Go all out Italian with the Rome return flights from just 6,700 Rand for travel during September and October 2018. Just another amazing way to enjoy hassle-free, budget-friendly getaways with travelstar.co.za. Subject to availability, T's and C's apply.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're tuned into your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expressor, right here on SABC3. So good to be hanging out with you. It's your Friday morning, the 1st of June at that, and we kick off Youth Month this month. And just look at this gorgeous bunch of people here. We're kicking it off with the team from Umhlobo Wenene, and we're asking you, are you tuned in this morning? So let's quickly see what you guys are saying. Tawanda Velem, yes, good morning to you. Wanda says, morning, you guys have become one of my hobbies because I just cannot not watch you guys to get through my day. Thank you very much, Wanda. Dene says, I'm always connected to Expresso. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Dene. Good morning to you. Sabello says, morning fam, looking forward to today's show. Have a nice one. Thank you, Sabello, and you are in for a treat, my friends. Stay tuned. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Rafido, good morning to you. And Mumtaz the case says, good morning, guys. Have a lucky one, and the same to you. Thank you very much for all of the comments. We love connecting with you guys via our social media channels. Just remember to use that hashtag Expresso Show and keep commenting on your Friday morning.
Now, with the news, social media that demands all of our daily lives, there is so much information going in and out of our heads, but every now and then we gain some new information that truly blows our minds and makes us say, wow, I never knew that. I learned something new today. And since we are in the business of keeping you informed, here is what we have learned this week.
And this one is really interesting. If someone were to ask you to describe the difference between a first and a third world country, you'd probably say the first world means developed and the third world means underdeveloped, right? Well, by today's colloquialisms, you probably wouldn't be too wrong, but the term actually came into use during the Cold War, when countries that were neither aligned with NATO, which was considered the first world, or the communist bloc, the second world, were then labelled as third world. And so under that definition, Sweden, Finland and Austria are third world countries, and they are certainly not underdeveloped.
Definitely not.
Interesting, man.
Well, perhaps you didn't know the benefits of tea tree oil. And speaking of countries in war, did you know that Australian soldiers would include tea tree oil in their emergency packs during World War II because of its amazing healing properties? Now, they got it from the Aborigines, who used it for centuries as a topical treatment. Tea tree oil is actually one of the most used essential oils in the world today, as it is antibacterial, antifungal, antiseptic, as well as antiviral and anti-inflammatory. And this means you can use it for infections, for wounds, for insect repellent, for treating lice, and for all kinds of skin, for acne and eczema.
I use it with mosquitoes and it stops the itch and it keeps them away. I love that, man.
Yeah.
So now let's going from one healthy topic to staying alive in the air. Did you know that oxygen masks in planes are not actually connected to an oxygen tank? What actually happens, and this is mind-blowing, they use a chemical reaction to generate the oxygen on the spot. So the generators are usually ignited by a firing pin, creating a chemical reaction that is exothermic. And if you need to brush up on your physical science, that means that the thing keeping you alive is a potential fire hazard in itself.
But that's why they always say, yank down the mask to activate it.
And what you're doing is actually shooting the firing pin. That is amazing.
There you go. Well, which of these lessons did you find the most interesting? Do you have something that you've learned this week? Why don't you share it with us? Go ahead, leave your comments on our social media pages. We would love to hear and learn from you.
With natural antiseptic, antifungal and antibacterial properties, it's no wonder it's nature's first aid kit in a bottle. Thursday Plantation, treat yourself naturally.
Now, it may be daunting to think about, but the foundation for a long and successful life should be laid down as early as possible. And enter Pride Factor, who are one of my favorite organizations, also inspired youth who work all year round towards the development and career readiness of Mzansi's youth. Now, Managing Director Dene Botha is joining us this morning, along with inspired youth graduate Vuyo Joboda, to share more about how you can use this Youth Month that starts today, take on all those opportunities and make the most out of them. Happy Youth Month to both of you, and good morning.
Happy Youth Month to you, and good morning.
It's great to see you guys, and Dene, great to have you back in the chair to speak of the success that you've enjoyed with Pride Factor and Inspired Youth. Let's talk about this Youth Month. I mean, we obviously want to encourage our young people to be active every single month, pursuing opportunities, but why is this particular month of June so important to do that?
Katlego, since the big struggle of 1976, June has been Youth Month, and it is just a time of the year where we get to really celebrate the youngsters of South Africa in particular. So it's all about taking advantage of every opportunity that's out there, sinking their teeth into everything that's there, and basically, just understanding that June is all about them. Yeah. We won that struggle 42 years ago, and since then we've been celebrating our youngsters.
Yeah, and Vuyo, you are one of those young people who has taken the bull by the horns, proverbially, and have enjoyed great success from Dene's programs. Tell me about some of your achievements and what it is that you think you learned that enabled you to achieve those.
I think one of the most important things that I learned from Pride Factor and Inspired Youth was the fact that taking onus of my future. I learned something so important, and I think it's one of the mottos for Pride Factor is that if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Yeah. So having to understand and know that, and know that my future is in my hands. So it's one of the things that I learned from Pride Factor, and since then I've managed to live my passion, live my dream. Having to start my own business, having to do MCing, radio work, and everything that I've always been passionate about. And it all started from the inspiration that I got from the program. So. Yeah.
I want to hear about that. Tell us about your business. What is it that you do, and what is it that you what's your daily? Tell me about that.
So I'm currently a UCT student, but also I have my own events company called Perez Empire Events, and I organize community-driven events in and around Cape Town. And also I'm doing a lot of MCing work. I'm also on radio, on UCT radio. So I'm just a young person living...
Giving TEDx talks. Let's just add that to the CV, shall we? Wow. I mean, that is a phenomenal thing. That'll live on forever and be inspiring youth for many, many generations to come. And I heard the two of you kind of whispering to each other. We were saying to Dene, so how many events do you have? And he was like, yeah, we have like 6 back-to-back. So tell us about what's happening during Youth Month that you'll be involved in.
Katlego, yeah, June is a big month for us. We've got events. We've just come out of one last week in Rotunda, Lesedi municipality, going to town and putting on a huge event last week. Then we've got the Gauteng Provincial Government's annual Youth Careers Expo and Job Opportunities Expo, which is at Nazareth from 9th to 17th. It is 100,000 youngsters over 10 days. It is the biggest Youth Month celebration, and everything from national literacy, NYDA, to talks, to Nelson Mandela Movie Expo, to arts, everything is going on. Then from there we move into Edu Week, which is a 2-day festival at Ticketpro Dome on the 15th and 16th. Then we've got another event with Abland. There's a lot going on.
I mean, you're talking about 100,000 young people in one space. Clearly, they are very popular events. And Vuyo, why would you say it's so important that young people should go and attend these?
I think, you know, a program like Pride Factor, it's very important to want to associate themselves with these programs, because you get to learn skills that you're not taught in schools, and that you don't get to learn on a daily basis. But these programs allow you, and especially Pride Factor allows you to get to know those skills and those things that are very much important and essential for being an adult that you don't get to learn in schools.
Yeah.
And also just keep on being daily motivated and being inspired is something that a lot of young people have to and need and have to start experiencing. So you get that in these kind of programs.
And I mean, with 100,000 young inspired minds around you, who knows what kind of connections you can make and what kind of future leaders could be developed in that kind of buzz and energy. So congratulations to both of you once again, and thank you for the work that you continue to do for our youth in the country, and I hope that it'll bear amazing fruits in the future. And if you'd like to find out more about how you can take on those opportunities and utilize them this Youth Month, you can visit pridefactor.co.za.
Oh, well, listen, we are fighting these two boys up against each other for the golden monkey, which we are trying to find now. But we want to ask you, did you tune in to every Expresso show this week? Have you been listening and paying attention?
But now people are like, what is the golden monkey?
We'll find it and show you, but it's time for us to play our Expresso rewind game, in which we'll see how well we concentrated and remember what happened on the shows this week. So are you guys ready?
It feels like
the rules of the game is I need a sound.
Real.
I'm just going to go with...
Quickly.
Bang. Okay.
Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Please wait for me to finish the answer, and we also have a question for you at home. Wait for me to finish the question. Okay. First
Well, the monkey goes to...
Who are the Champions League 2018 champions?
Bang!
I heard bang first.
Did you? Real Madrid. Real Madrid. 3-1.
Real Madrid. So I'm going to give each of you a point.
Okay. Wow,
there we
that's
go.
good. Well done.
Real Madrid
we'll keep it friendly.
is the correct.
We'll keep it friendly.
Next question. Which South African swimming star is getting married in Greece this month?
You weren't present. She wasn't finished. You weren't finished.
I don't know. I think it's just
Cameron van der Berg.
I don't know, semantics. I would say
Cameron van der Berg.
Okay, I'm going to be nice because Graham's been very hostile towards me, so I'll give each of you a point if you get it correct.
You're not dead to me anymore. I know you were there at the final,
What's the answer?
I was celebrating for you.
What's the
I just
answer?
said it. Cameron van der Berg.
Okay.
We love you, Cam.
Point to each of the gents. So the score's 2-2.
Neck and neck.
Putting it
It's
out
neck and
there.
neck. I'll try and do
Next
this one with a
question.
smile.
How many Comrade marathons has Witse van der Westhuizen completed?
40.
40 consecutive.
Yes.
The answer is 40. That's a point to each of you guys. This is the tiebreaker for the golden monkey. The last question is, why is lemon used in natural home remedies to soothe a cough?
Because it's acidic and it breaks down mucus.
I was going to say that.
Okay, but
This
this might be Graham's point. It breaks down the bond between thick mucus and slime. Graham gets the point. Graham
Dude,
is the golden
I think I missed a
monkey.
golden opportunity to say mucus and slime in the same sentence. But that was intense, man. I love you.
I
love you.
Well done, my baby. It's fine.
Well, we
Thank you.
also have a question for you at home. Head on over to our social medias if you know the answer. The question is, what is infection in the main airways of your lungs called? It's a medical question. Think about that one.
Right,
Head on over to our socials.
We have our golden monkey. Thank you,
Please bring the
Lucian.
golden monkey.
Found the golden monkey. Graham,
look
this
at
belongs
that.
to you.
That's the golden... Zoe! Thank you.
Oh man, you know what? I'm so proud to have won this golden monkey on a day when the Parlotones are here in studio, so I can laud this over the studio. The Parlotones are going to be breaking some new music right here on your Feel Good
You have to
Breakfast Show
carry
after
that,
break.
the whole show, the entire show with you. And then we're also kicking off Youth Month with Umhlobo Wenene. They are here, the gorgeous team that they are. We're going to catch up with them as well. Stick around.
Look at that.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
A very warm welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a beautiful Friday and we're hanging out with Abashoba from Umhlobo Wenene. Yay. Gents, how are you guys doing?
Good, man.
Great to have you back. Excuse me, guys. We were not raised like this in this household. When I say Abashoba from Umhlobo Wenene, we cheer. Yeah! Everyone get in the spirit. That's how we like to welcome you guys. You like family. Every time you come around, we love having you here.
I'm the absent-minded one. These guys are always here. Always absent.
Sorry. So finally, Baba, they put you on the list. On the list. And it's BE time. Have you guys gone live yet?
No, not yet. We're going at 6:30. That's in the next 6 minutes.
At 6:30 in the next 6 minutes. So let's tell everyone out there who's never heard of BE, Pastor, exactly what BE is all about, what it stands for, and who it is that you talk to on a daily basis, the people you try to inspire and infuse the spirit of that feel-goodness into.
BE, it stands for breakfast and like saying the most filling breakfast in the morning. As you know, there's many out there, but there's only one BEE. I'm the anchor. Mafa does sports, and
no. Now Unes Mafa, he does sports.
Oh, he does sports, and he does.
Imagine me doing sport. Hey, I'll confuse the
We might just leave you at home. Just let me back here.
Yeah, but the good news about the BEE is that over the years, I think we took the show over in 2010. It was sitting on 700 and something thousand.
Wow.
To date, we are the biggest weekly show on radio in South Africa. Not just a breakfast show, the biggest radio show in South Africa, Monday to Friday, with 3.5 million listeners on some days, but otherwise we average on 3.5 million.
Wow. I mean, it does help that the radio station has been around since, what, 1960?
Yeah. We actually 60, what, this year?
58.
58.
Yeah.
58 years old, but I mean, that just speaks testament of the wonderful work that you do. And being able to travel around like Mava and connect with listeners through television, through the medium of radio, is that important to you as a radio station and as a team?
It's very much important. It's very much big for us because in a way of connecting with our listeners, because listeners to us are part of our family. They are our friends. So yeah, it's always good to connect with them. I remember yesterday we were at Walanga. Oh, it was so nice, the reception there. Yes. Oh, my English data is still good.
Thank you. He was a bit worried that he might run out of data and the English will go.
Yeah, it might run away.
It's a wonderful thing being a friend of Umhlobo Wenene. Because if you're a listener, then you would know about a certain opportunity for you to travel to Argentina.
Argentina, chef.
Later on this year.
Yeah.
What's happening with this?
Yeah, I think Umhlobo Wenene is each and every year they've been in this celebratory mood. Every time the time gets closer to their birthday, and there'll be some opportunities for our listeners. And this time around, we chose that our listeners tour or go to Argentina and sightseeing there and see quite a lot of things. But there's a lot of information on our websites too, on our social media platforms to get more. So I wouldn't go into
You know what, it
details.
must be nice to be Umhlobo Wenene. I mean, I want to just also make my way into those DMs as well. Can you connect them, man?
How good is your closer? How good is your closer?
It's rudimentary. It's rudimentary. So
Okay, let's do exchange because I want to learn Tswana, Sotho and everything.
we could try and do that.
So I'll give you closer, you give me Sotho and Tswana.
Okay.
Yeah, Ndate ukai ko busasabo.
Okay. O tla botsa hore ntate o tsogile jang gompieno?
Ndate utsuhile njani kampieni?
O tsogile jang?
O tsukile jang?
Gompieno. A wa bona ge ke a
ya bona
re le Batswana re le Baxhosa. Re le ngata na nngwe. We're going to be mixing it up all morning long, and I hope that you guys have an amazing show. It is almost the time. You can guys tune in. What's the frequency again, Umhlobo?
88 to 106 nationwide. You'll find it somewhere there. But on okay, let me not mention it. But
Hey. And you know exactly how you got in here. But listen, we're going to be connected with our friends from Umhlobo Wenene. You can tune in live if you're going to be listening to your radio station. And of course, there's still lots more to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Lots more to come indeed. Thank you so much, Kat. Right now, let's quickly run you through your news headlines. Starting off with your national news. Agri-SA has released a report showing that farm murders have decreased from 66 in 2016-2017 to 47 in 2017-2018. Now, during the same period, however, farm attacks increased from 478 to 561. And a ministerial task team has recommended that history be made a compulsory subject at school. The team also recommended that grade 12 pupils write 2 final exam papers on the subject, one focusing on African history and the other on world history. In international news, the US has imposed tariffs on steel and aluminium imports from allies in Europe and North America. The move immediately triggered vows of retaliation from the UK, Mexico and the EU. And lastly, Catholic, Protestant, Muslim and delegates of the Pygmy people indigenous to the DRC have met to proceed with a campaign to protect the Congo Basin rainforest. The forest is a biodiversity hotspot and a climate shield that is being threatened by illegal logging, which destroys the habitat and means of sustenance for forest people. We'll expand on those headlines at the top of the hour. Here's Graham with the sport.
Ahead of a jam-packed sporting weekend in rugby, the Springboks are back in action tomorrow as they take on Wales in a once-off exhibition test in the United States of America. Kick-off for that game is 11 o'clock SA time, of course, in the evening. Then staying with rugby, but the Sevens format. Sevens rugby returns this weekend as the Blitzbokke. They take on Twickenham and the London Sevens leg. The Blitzbokke will face Russia, Canada and Samoa in the group stage. Then on to football. Big news breaking yesterday. Zinedine Zidane has stepped down as head coach of Real Madrid after almost 3 seasons in charge. He leaves the club with a 70% win record and 9 trophies. And in tennis, Kevin Anderson marches on. He's booked his place in the next round at Roland Garros yesterday after a 3-1 win over Argentina's Pablo Cuevas. Rafa Nadal and Serena Williams have also moved through to the next round. We'll expand on all of those headlines on the top of the hour. Right now, let's see how the roads are looking.
Well, let's take a first look at your traffic in Gauteng and Boysens. As usual, there are delays on the M1 northbound, and that's approaching the Crown interchange. I'll have more for you in half an hour.
Look around. Life is beautiful. The Hyundai Tucson.
Well, it seems like most parts of the country can expect a chilly start to the morning, reaching mild temperatures. But looking at those temperatures, we start off in Polokwane, where you can expect a low of 9 and a high of 27. Mbombela 9, 31. Pretoria 6 with a high of 22. Johannesburg 4 reaching a high of 19. Mahikeng partly cloudy, a low of 3, a high of 22. Klerksdorp 1 reaching a high of 19. Kimberley, sunny, a low of 2, reaching a high of 18. Bloemfontein starting off on a cool -2, reaching 16 as a maximum. Richards Bay, 16, 27. Pietermaritzburg, 10 with a high of 25. Durban, 17, 26. Mthatha, 4 with a high of 23. Partly cloudy in East London today, a low of 10, a high of 23. Cradock 4 reaching a high of 19. Port Elizabeth 8 reaching a high of 18. George 8 in fact reaching a high of 16. If you're in Sutherland today, partly cloudy, a low of 3 reaching a cool 8 as a maximum. Cape Town 12 with a high of 16. Worcester 4 reaching a high of 13. Springbok 5 with a cool 12 as a maximum, and Uppington 2 reaching a high of 18 degrees and sunny conditions. That's where we leave your weather. I'll have another update for you in half an hour.
All right. Everyone get settled down. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning we are in privileged company, joined by SAMA award-winning legendary band, the Parlotones. They're here, ladies and gentlemen. Always great to have you guys here, especially at this very important milestone in your lives as a band. This is today you kickstart the 20th anniversary tour, Khan, and it's happening at the Artscape.
Yes, that is correct.
Yes, that is correct. Thank you very much, Khan. Very informal. You know what I'm saying? Like, geez, guys. But it's a very important one because, celebrating two decades in the music industry is a major milestone. But why to you guys, especially after what you've been through as a band, is this such a memorable time?
Yeah, it's memorable, and both, like, I can't believe where 20 years has gone. It's almost like the blink of an eye, and it's 20 years. But yeah, I think we're very proud of the fact that we've managed to stay together as a band for 20 years. And yeah, you know, we've been very fortunate, and we're very grateful for the fact that we've been able to see the world, you know, see every corner of this beautiful country.
Yeah.
And yeah, just by making songs and performing them. So yeah.
What a life, man. What a life. Yeah. What have been some of your personal highlights, Neil, when you think about the past 20 years?
I think most most shows are a highlight. You know, it's like whether they're bad or good, blah blah blah. It's an experience for us, you know. So I kind of, but yeah, like a highlight would for me, I think would be the World Cup, playing the song at the 2010 World Cup in South Africa. That was amazing, and then so many.
Yeah, and
it's hard to go through.
Glenn, what about you?
For 4 hours.
You could talk for over 20 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Glenn?
I think Glenn completely missed that question that I asked him.
I got it. But I agree with Neil, like every show is a highlight in its own way.
Yeah. Also, a big highlight is the fact that you guys have been nominated for a summer nomination, Best Live Audio Visual Recording. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
There have been so many nominations and wins in the past. Does it get old?
No, not at all. I think, you know, I always say we certainly don't make music in order to receive accolades or awards.
Yeah.
But it is always nice to get an accolade. It's really a tip of the hat to say, yeah, we noticed that you guys are doing your thing, and we appreciate it. And you know, it's nice to be appreciated, but it's certainly not our motive.
Yeah, yeah. And obviously, with fans having seen shows over the 20 years, they know every single song. They've seen many of the performances. So with this 20th anniversary celebration starting off today at Artscape, what can they expect that's going to be different, that's going to blow their minds?
Yeah, I think what we're going to try and do, obviously in quite a, you know, in a 2-hour set, is to take people on the journey. You know, chronologically to say this is where we were, and this is kind of the milestones, and these are the songs that were, you know, indicative of those respective albums, and then obviously give them a taste of what's to come.
Yeah.
Because, you know, being a 20-year anniversary, to commemorate that, we'll also be releasing a new album.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Pretty soon, probably July, August.
Yeah.
So we'll give people a taste of what to expect.
And then quick question, with the album coming now and being 20 years old, how far then do you think of yourselves from now on? Do you think of the next 20 years, or do you think, let's just take it as it comes?
A bit of both. I mean, I think when we started this band, it was, let's just take it as it comes. And, you know, it's quite weird, because there's this philosophy in life that you've always got to have these 5-year goals and 10-year goals, and we certainly didn't have that. We were just like, hey, let's make some music.
Yeah.
And next minute, we've arrived at a 20-year milestone. Obviously, the dream is to have a career in music and to have longevity. And whether that takes us another 50 years, that'll be awesome. But if not, we are, you know, eternally grateful for the journey thus far.
And we are grateful for being part of that journey in whatever small way. And thanks for even being here so early this morning after playing a gig last night. These guys were on stage last night, but catch them tonight at Artscape as they celebrate their 20th anniversary in the music industry. The Parlotones, ladies and gentlemen. Come on!
Absolute legends. So many of us have walked those 20 years with them. We love them. We appreciate them. We also loved our presenter search on 3 auditions. Thank you, Princess. I got a new friend. It's a white mocha. If you could imagine coffee and white chocolate got married, this would be the result. Absolutely amazing. So to celebrate, we're going to have a laugh and be completely impressed with some of the best auditions that stood out at Presenter Search on 3 last night as it hit Joburg. And then, of course, we were introduced to the gorgeous new Miss SA, Tamaryn Green. Today, we really get to know her. So awesome having her here. So awesome having you guys here. So don't stray too far. We'll see you now.
We're bringing down the house on Afternoon Express today, live at 4:30 p.m. on SABC3 with American-born DJ, vocalist and music producer Jonathan Hamilton, better known as Zion. Along with his partner Riser, he formed the house duo Liquid Deep. Plus, we bring you the sounds of veteran saxophone player Don Vino. That's Afternoon Express, weekdays at 4:30 p.m. on SABC3. The stage is yours.
Welcome back, you beautiful creatures. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's ahead of the weekend, so as we always do, we connect with a team that is so beautiful, their respective partners actually force them to go to work with blindfolds on. That's how gorgeous they are. It's 5FM's breakfast show themselves, Mr. Roger Good, so Rashni Ryder, Miss Cosmo, and the one, the only, the legend, Robbie Cruz. Morning, you beauties. Oh, I love it, man. Did one of you faint there? Please say one of you just fainted. Pass out. Oh, man, I had so much that I wanted to talk to you about. Now I can't even remember what show I'm on, dude. What have you got for us? It's an awesome weekend. What's on the lineup?
Okay, I'll keep it short and sweet because it's a Friday. So first up, we had them on the show this week. I know they're great friends, your show as well. Out in the capital, Ladysmith, Black Mambazo are doing a spectacular show at the SA State Theatre in the capital, Pretoria. I know Muzzy Bay is going, Tamaryn Green is going, one of South Africa's finest and longest running acts, ensembling from all the way back from the 1960s. They've travelled with Nelson Mandela at his request when they went to Oslo to receive the Nobel Peace Prize. They have an incredible story. I'm sure everybody knows it very well, but you've got to go and see them this weekend at the South African State Theatre. It's an opera in Pretoria at the Mandela Celebration that is going down Friday until Sunday, the whole weekend from 8 p.m. and $150 gets you in. That's going to be amazing. Staying in this side of the world, Johannesburg City, sir. Hashtag LYAO Improv Comedy Jam is going down at the Protea Hotel Fire and Ice. South Africa's funniest improv troupe, the Jittery Citizens, are a group of internationally trained comedic and musical improvisers who are here for just one night, all rapid fire, off-the-cuff, hilarious comedy that's sure to have you laughing your ass off. You got it? So the host of celebrity guests as well joining them. It is guaranteed to be a night of slap and fun and entertainment. That's on Saturday from 8 p.m. $120 gets you in.
Yeah,
check out those cool faces on your screens right now on SABC3. And then finally, some guy named Roger Good is going out to Nelspruit to play at the Jock and Guava. The Jock and Java pub and grill. And he's probably going to clear the floor and get really drunk. But hey, it'll be something you want to put on Instagram, I'm sure. Hey, Graham?
Oh, buddy, go and melt them faces in Nelspruit. We absolutely love it. Then we've got the Drizzled Food and Musical Festival happening in Woodstock here in Cape Town. Brings together a little bit of heat this winter with its inaugural event on Sunday. That's the 3rd of June at the Mason Press in Woodstock. Amazing food, the pizza guys, Woody waffles, and a whole lot more. And $120 will get you in at the door. Now, I don't want you to let me down. We got the Parlotones here. We got Tamaryn Green, our new Miss SA here. So make this one for the history books. Can I get a hoorah?
How's it, Parlotones?
Oh, I love it, man. I love it. I think someone really did faint there, and that's what's happening across some Zanziwood over the weekend.
Is it me or was there no hoo-ha?
I didn't hear a hoorah or hoo-ha. It was not there. But anyway, we know it was there in spirit. It's that time of the day that we take a look at local entertainment news, but we cannot do so without acknowledging
sparkly
the presence and the grace of our brand new Miss South Africa, Tamaryn Green, ladies and gentlemen. She's joining us from Zanziwood Report, and I had to just this morning say, Your Highness.
Aww.
It's so good to have you here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. We'll be chatting about what is happening in your life right now, but what's happening in South Africa. And by the way, if you haven't noticed, get a close-up shot of the crown jewels, so to speak. There they are. Beautiful. Absolutely. All right, let's quickly reflect on what's happening this weekend. The SAMAs, they are happening, South African Music Awards, and of course that time where the industry has been gearing up for one of the biggest music events of the year, and it's taking place in Sun City, and it'll have, of course, some of the biggest names in the music industry going head-to-head, hosted for the 2nd year in a row by the one and only local TV and radio personality. Actually, he's continental, international. Somgaga, Somizi, alongside Dene Ranaka and comedian Pop Pops. You know it's going to be absolutely amazing.
It's going to be a good show. sure.
Yes. Now, there's been weeks and weeks of campaigning by artists, the likes of Casper and Joves have been saying to people, vote, 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 vote. And finally, from the top 20, we now have the top 10 finalists. AKA is in the mix over there. He's had great songs. Artists like Anatia are in there. Questa, of course. Spirit. Nyasfela Ngawe, featuring Tabis as well. Lady Zamar, of course, she's been making massive waves. You can see them all over there. La Sauce, Heavy K. They'll be battling it out for the record of the year, which is a public vote. Hashtag Summer24 is going to be the official hashtag of the day. Shekinah as well. We can't forget Shekinah. She's had an amazing year. And I wanted to actually ask, Tamaryn, what is your thing? What are you listening to right now in terms of music? What's bumping in your
I'm a love song lady.
Yes,
really.
yes.
I love Ed Sheeran.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, it's got some great tracks at the
Yes,
moment.
definitely.
Yeah.
And
Perfect.
I love, that song Thinking Out Loud.
Yeah.
But just because I want to dance like that. I watched the music video and that's all I want to do.
I think everyone that's watched that music video has daydreamed of dancing like that.
Absolutely. So to all the fans out there, vote, vote, vote for your favorite artist, and be sure to tune into SABC 1 at 8 p.m. this coming the 2nd of June. That's Saturday for the Summer 24. It's going to be absolutely one for the books.
That's right. Well, presenter search is currently underway, and I thought I should tell you now. Today's the 1st of June, officially my 3 years ago that I started Expresso. Exactly 1 June. Exactly 3 years ago. But last night, presenter search took us to Joburg for auditions. Those wild, wild auditions. Now we all know the best part is, we get to watch the funny, the blooper moments. But as much as we're looking forward to seeing the hottest and the best talent, we also secretly wait for those not so good auditions too. And in case you missed it, here are some of the hilarious highlights.
I'm your girl, Yeleti the star, the chocolate queen, chocolate oozing. We've got a live exclusive. Don't you dare go anywhere because I'm bringing you the best.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jack Sparrow. I'm a pirate, a privateer, an entrepreneur, but most importantly, I'm a captain.
Why did I leave my job to come and actually audition? It's because I want to actually be on the TV.
There's more talent after this. You better stay tuned. Oh, there's so much talent. I wish you were just here. Why didn't you present? Why didn't you come for audition? I went to WW. Hey.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lerato Marukwana. I reside in Puri, Soweto. I'm 23 years old. I'm passionate and pessimistic and quite shy, but whenever I'm given the task, I make sure that I finish the task.
Wow. When you start describing yourself as food, then you know the audition is going that way. Chocolate oozing. Was it poozing?
Oozing, probably oozing. But
Anyway.
listen, if you missed last night's episode, don't worry. You can catch the repeat tomorrow. It's on SABC 3 at 12 o'clock.
Absolutely. But right now, it is the time for us to get to know our new Miss South Africa, Tamaryn Green. And we've devised a way of doing so. We're going to give you 60 seconds on the clock and ask you a series of rapid-fire questions. And the idea is for you to answer the first thing that comes to mind.
There's no right or wrong.
No.
Okay. So I'll go first.
Okay.
If you had, can we get the clock on? The clock is on. Okay. If you had a time machine, would you go travel past or future?
Future.
Okay.
Iron Man or Captain America?
Iron Man.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Vanilla.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Toilet roll over or under?
What is that question? What does that mean? Under.
Okay.
Movies or books?
Movies.
Kendall Jenner or Kylie Jenner?
Ooh, Kendall.
Sweet or salty?
Salty.
Morning person or night owl?
I'm a morning person.
Oh, yay.
Favorite word?
Fliege.
Ellen DeGeneres or Oprah?
Oprah.
Kim K or Chloe K?
Chloe K.
Fruits or veg?
Fruit.
Cats or dogs?
Cats.
Bacon or
No,
Nutella?
like dogs.
Dog. You're allowed to say
Why did you say cats first?
I don't know.
I think I asked you bacon or Nutella?
Bacon.
Your favorite sports team?
The Springboks.
Twitter or Instagram?
Instagram.
Angelina or Jennifer?
Angelina.
Most used emoji? Your favorite emoji?
If I can make the emoji.
Okay, try. I'm trying to guess.
Is it that one that I make a noise to?
Is it the one with the straight
With
eyes
the
and the
blashy
straight
face.
Oh.
The blashy face. The
Oh, yeah,
smiley
yeah,
blashy
yeah.
face. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes like my keypad confuses that because I just post like a smile and it does that emoji.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's great to get to know you a little bit better. And I'm still wondering about the whole cats thing, dog thing. Which one are you?
I'm a dog.
I'm a dog.
I'm a dog person.
But then you went first.
I don't know why.
That's fine.
By the way,
early in the morning.
the toilet roll thing is whether you prefer it to roll this way over or under.
Does it matter?
People debate about it. Yeah.
Okay, I'll have a look now. I've never actually looked at which way it rolls, and now I will.
It will be top of mind. But Tamaryn, you know what? Congratulations. I mean, a week ago today, it was leading up to the final.
Yes.
Has any of this sunken in yet for you?
It's starting to sink in now.
Okay.
I won't lie, the first 2 days was still, when people call me Miss South Africa, I'm just like, what? Yeah, I'm Tamaryn Green, that's me, you know. It was overwhelming and exciting at the same time. A lot of emotions, but it's sinking in now, and I'm excited.
Oh, yes. The best.
And before entering Miss SA, you were a medical student?
Yes.
Am I allowed to say were?
No, I still am. I plan on continuing.
But obviously now taking the crown with you along on this journey, have you looked forward to what you want your reign as Miss SA to represent and what you want people to remember it?
Definitely.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be. I'm sorry, this picture.
That's an amazing picture.
It's a beautiful
Don't worry,
picture.
right now.
Whenever I look at the picture, I just like get emotional.
Right now it's super large on everyone's screens at home.
So I really just want to be remembered as someone who, you know, is relatable, someone who's just down to earth and human, and someone who can represent the people of our country. That, you know, I want everyone or every young person out there just to feel that they can be themselves at all times.
Yeah.
That's my primary school.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
How special was it going back there?
That was amazing, honestly. Oh, I actually know that little girl as well.
That's adorable.
It was lovely. But I have this project that I really want to start, a campaign, but I have to sit down with the organization first.
Of course.
And then I'll be telling you more about it.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited.
But you've got such an amazing platform now, and I mean,
Definitely.
you're no stranger to pageants. You've done pageants in the past that you've also won.
Yes.
And you know, building up to Miss South Africa, it's quite a journey that you ladies walk. What was the most challenging thing for you?
To me, it was just, you know, not comparing yourself to other ladies. I know it sounds crazy, but everyone was amazing and everyone had their own strengths. Some ladies spoke better than I did. Some ladies, you know, were more confident and like open about things. And sometimes you feel, maybe I should add that to myself, you know, to fill the package. So just to constantly remind yourself, just be yourself, use your strengths. And yeah, that was a challenge throughout the competition, but I worked on it.
Yeah, and you overcame it beautifully, and here you are, our new Miss SA. We are very proud of you, and we look forward to the amazing work that you're going to be conducting throughout your reign. And we'll speak with you a bit later about all the other exciting things. I want to find out what did you see this Miss Funky Buddha?
Miss Funky Buddha.
One of the pageants.
I've been there before.
Oh, really?
Have you?
I have.
Yeah.
Sounds like something we need to have coffee
You know, I
over.
love dancing, so.
Oh!
Yes.
What? We have a band, we have music, Greg is on standby, we might just do something. It's a Friday. Thank you so much for being here, Tamaryn Green.
Thank you.
So good to be hanging out with the new Miss South Africa. But brother, listen, I thought we were friends, man. I really did. Oh, goodness me, I did not see that one coming.
We are. Princess, I'm going to introduce you to the white marker. Imagine a normal coffee that's made in heaven by an angel with white chocolate.
Really?
That's what a white marker is, dude.
Oh, dude, I take it back.
I got you, man. I got you in my heart today. So we got the Parlotones in studio 20 years on, and they're just getting started. Their gig from last night is going to continue right now, this morning on the show. It's so awesome to have the legends in studio.
Absolutely. We'll also continue to explore Miss Tamaryn Green, the new Miss South Africa, and her journey, what still lies ahead. And we hang out with Umhlobo Wenene. They are joining us this morning as we kick off Youth Month on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Stick around.
Look at those smiles.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It's your Friday edition of your Feel Good Breakfast show. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to keep on talking. I had a bit of a pause moment in my brain there. I was looking at these delicious boxes of Clover classic custard. You guys, do you all have memories of that classic custard from your younger days?
Still do.
And you still do, right? So we all know how we love to get that last drop out of it. And this is exactly what the Clover Classic Custard Last Stop Challenge is all about. We've given you a whole bunch of tools here, and we're going to give you 45 seconds to fill this little bowl with as much custard as you can, right? We've measured them, we've weighed them, they both have the same amount inside. Okay, so you can rip it, cut it, roll it, whatever you need to do. This is your time. Khan, Neil, ready?
Yes.
All right, let's get the clock started. 3, 2, 1, let's drop it! Okay, all right, so...
Going classical.
Khan going classic, just squeezing it in. Oh, Neil already just getting in there. Oh, spillage does not count. You've got to scoop that up. I don't know if you want to like suck it up off the table and spit it back in. Oh, okay, so Neil using his hand, getting dirty, grimy. There's still a lot in the remaining box.
In this one.
Oh, look at him now, ripping it to pieces. Neil, Khan looking very composed, but not getting much out of it. How much time do we have, ladies and gentlemen?
Empty.
Oh, it's empty. I can't believe you got that much out of just that. 15 seconds to go.
What?
He's scraping the box. He's taking Khan's box. 5, 4, 2, 1. Oh, time up. Wow.
Still tastes good.
It still tastes good. I'm sure it does. So you left a lot in here, obviously, but
that was easy.
Would you like to just shift them closer to each other?
Sure, there's Neil's bowl over there.
All right. And once again, as always, it started tradition yesterday. We asked our camera guys on camera 4, 2, and 3 to give us an indication. Who's the winner, guys? Do we have a unanimous decision? 1, 2, yeah! It's overwhelmingly on the left.
Yeah!
Khan is the winner.
We need a third umpire. He'll check this
Khan, is that even your bowl?
Nah, I did a switcheroo. I did a switcheroo, I'll have to be honest.
But that's cool.
Have you heard of David Connerfield?
David who?
Connerfield.
No, who's that?
He's a magician.
No, guys, it's too early on a Friday morning for that kind of stuff. We really, Thank you very much, guys. That was a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed it. Oh, man.
Clover Classic Custard. The creamy taste that takes you back. Made with love by Clover.
All right, so as we wipe custard off our lights and the studio floor and our cameras, let's get back into those official duties. Here's Ewan with the news.
Thank you so much, Graham. That's right. It's 7 o'clock. Let's quickly take a look. In your news and your national news headlines, Agri-SA has released a report showing that farm murders have decreased from 66 in 2016-2017 to 47 in 2017-2018, the lowest level in more than 20 years. During the same period, however, farm attacks increased from 478 to 561. The Agricultural Industry Association says its information is based on statistics released by the Minister of Police in Parliament over the past 6 years. The report indicated that since 1996 rather, the most farm attacks, 722, were recorded in Northwest, followed by Gauteng with 644. The most murders occurred in Gauteng, namely 69. And a ministerial task team has recommended that history be made a compulsory school subject, and this is according to a report released by the Department of Basic Education yesterday. The team also recommended that grade 12 pupils write 2 final exam papers on the subject, one focusing on African history and the other on world history. The task team was established in 2015 and given terms of reference to conduct a comparative international study on how to best implement the introduction of history as a compulsory subject up until matric. In your international news, the US has imposed tariffs on steel and aluminium imports from allies in Europe and North America. A 25% tax on steel and 10% tax on aluminium from the EU, Mexico and Canada started at midnight. The move immediately triggered vows of retaliation from the UK, Mexico and the EU. European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker said the move was totally unacceptable and that the EU had no choice but to bring a case before the World Trade Organization and impose duties on US imports. And Catholic, Protestant, Muslim and delegates of the Pygmy people indigenous to the Democratic Republic of the Congo have met to proceed with a campaign to protect the Congo Basin rainforest. Talks in Kinshasa centered on awareness of the Congo Basin forest, a biodiversity hotspot, and climate shield that is being threatened by illegal logging, which destroys the habitat and a means of sustenance for forest people. Pygmies are an ethnic group with communities across the Congo Basin and in Rwanda, Burundi, and parts of southern Africa. That's where we leave your news headlines for the 7 o'clock bulletin.
So let's kick it off with rugby this morning. The Springboks finally back in action tomorrow as they take on Wales in a once-off test in the United States of America. Heading into the match, the Boks hold an 85% win record over the Welsh. However, in the two most recent encounters, Wales came out on top with a 27-13 win and, of course, that 24-22 victory in Cardiff. So tomorrow's match kicks off at the RFK Stadium in Washington, D.C. at 11 o'clock in the evening, South African time. Then on to the Sevens format. Sevens rugby returns this weekend as Blitzbokke head to Twickenham to take on the London Sevens leg. With just 2 stops left on the tour, the 2017 series winning Blitzboks, they are currently in second place on the overall standings with 141 points, just 4 behind the current log leaders Fiji. The Blitzbokke, they've been placed in Pool D where they'll face off against Russia, Canada and Samoa in the group stage. In some massive news in football, a little further afield, Zinedine Zidane has stepped down as head coach of Real Madrid after almost 3 seasons in charge. Less than a week after leading the team to their 3rd straight Champions League title, Zidane had decided to leave the club after 149 games and 9 trophies. Then, of course, locally in football, Bafana are in COSAFA Cup action this weekend. Their quarter-final clash with Group A winners kicks off at 3 o'clock on Sunday. And finally, in tennis, Kevin Anderson marches on. He's booked his place in the next round at Roland Garros. That came yesterday after a 3-1 win over Argentina's Pablo Cuevas. With the score level at a set apiece, the South African needed a 7-5 tiebreaker win in the 3rd to gain momentum before wrapping up the victory with a 6-4 final set win. In some other results from yesterday, Rafa Nadal, Maria Sharapova and Serena Williams have all moved through to the round of 32. And that's where we leave our sport for now.
Well, let's take another look at your roads in the Western Cape and Belleville. Roads are wet this morning. Motorists are advised to leave earlier and allow for a greater travel time this morning. Make sure those headlights are on and reduce your following distance. If you're on the N1 inbound, traffic is slow moving and that's approaching the Joburg interchange. That's where I leave your traffic for now. I'll bring you another update in half an hour.
More than a club, more than an appliance brand. Defy.
And let's take a look at what to expect in your weather. And it seems like most parts of the country can expect a chilly start this morning. Polokwane, your minimum is 9, reaching a high of 27. Sunny in Mbombela, 9 with a high of 31. Pretoria, 6, 22. Johannesburg, 4 with a high of 19. Mahiking's 3, reaching a high of 22. If you're in Klerksdorp today, 1's your minimum, 19 your maximum. Kimberley starting off on 2, reaching a high of 18. Bloemfontein, -2, reaching a high of 16. If you're in Richards Bay,
beautiful life. Whoa, whoa. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Clover Classic Custard, the creamy taste that takes you back. Made with love by Clover.
Now, this past Sunday, South Africa saw a brand new Miss SA being crowned in a special Diamond Jubilee ceremony at the Menley Main Sun Arena. Now, she's beautiful, she's gracious, and she is our brand new Miss South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, let's give her a warm round of applause. Tamaryn Green, come on, come on. Still wearing that crown.
Yes, I decided to wear it for you today.
I think you should, because you know you're going to soon go to events, and then the crown, you're just going to wear the sash. So, but everyone will know you're Miss South Africa.
I was wondering though, do you get to keep it? Do you like take it home?
I take it home, yes. But I keep it in a safe place.
In a safe, okay, good.
It's beautiful, eh?
Well, it is stunning. It's absolutely stunning. And I know the morning after your crowning, you posted a picture on Instagram where you had the crown on. And that also now means your journey is going to take you moving to Gauteng.
Yes.
You are from Paarl.
Yes.
What do you think you're going to miss most about Cape Town?
You know, I was saying just this morning when we got here, when I walked out, I said it's such a feeling of relaxation in Cape Town. In Joburg, it's so busy, and I think I'm really going to miss that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to miss just driving along the beach, because that used to be one of my things, you know, to just stress relief and have a good time. I'm going to miss it a lot.
Now it's just traffic.
You know,
and traffic.
And I've got a new car now as well.
Oh.
And I'm just like, I need to figure out this place. I need to, you know.
It takes time. You know what? You not even 1 week into the job, so it's going to take some time. Yeah.
I hope so.
No,
I hope it goes. Yeah.
What has been the best part of this since the crowning now? Obviously, the moment itself, that was amazing, right? What has been the best part of this?
I think the best part is just knowing that my dream came true, and that now I have this platform to do what I want to do and make that impact. That has been the best part.
Oh, my goodness.
I think that's unbelievable, and I think you're going to, you know, really, really utilize this platform that you have. Now, I know that the setup of the competition also changed slightly, where there's now a Miss South Africa Universe and a Miss World South Africa. How did the ladies feel about the change?
I think everyone was very happy, because often, you know, in the past with the first princess and the second princess, sometimes, you know, you wouldn't really hear a lot about them. And when it came to last year, when Dene, you know, went to Miss Universe, Adia just had 1 month to prepare, because she didn't know she's going to enter Miss World. So they wanted to choose, you know, each lady that suits this respective platforms, and, you know, immediately start training them to head in that way. So I think every lady was happy about that.
Yeah. I can imagine now that your schedule is going to be jam-packed.
It's
From
already
this
crazy.
time in the morning until very late at night, you'll be, of course, attending to duties and things like that. What are the kind of things that you are going to be doing to keep yourself grounded? Like the stuff that just makes Tamaryn.
Yes. I'm a family person, hey?
Yeah?
So just a phone call with my parents, with my dad and mom, you know, it keeps me grounded.
Yeah.
And my sister and my brother, as well as my relationship with God.
Yeah.
So I'll get down on my knees and I'll pray whenever I'm feeling anxious and overwhelmed, and that always helps me. You know, I have a lot of faith, and that keeps me grounded.
And that will also keep you going.
Yes, definitely.
Was the family there?
Yes.
On the day?
Yes, they were, and I could see them shouting. And you know when you're on the stage and you have to stop yourself from looking because your brother is standing and he's shouting, and you just have to be focused. But it was so much fun. Yes, they were there. And I saw them immediately after the crowning. My mom had no words. She was just crying, and I was crying. And my dad, you know, the macho man of the house, I'm so proud of you. And
please tell me he shed a tear.
No, I don't think he did. I have to ask him that question. I don't think he did.
I'm sure he did a tear. Well, he's so proud. Your parents, everyone is so proud of you. And if you had to give, you know, the younger you advice or some encouragement, knowing now where you are, what would you say to yourself?
I think for personally, growing up, you know, my challenge was that I knew I looked a certain way, and people also knew that. And, you know, they say that you have an easy life if you're beautiful, but it's not necessarily the case. You have your own challenges. I was always conscious because I'd walk into a room and people would always just judge me. They'd always think I'm privileged, or, you know, I come from a certain background because of the way that I look. And I often held myself back because of that. I always had to try harder to try to get people to know who I am, like in the first 5 minutes. And I think literally only maybe 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I became very comfortable with who I am, and I think it's because of my relationship with God. And I told myself, He gave me this for a reason. Use it. So if I could tell myself that at a younger age, you know, be comfortable in your skin, then that would be the message that I want to give to every young woman out there today.
Don't hide away from it.
Don't
That's
hide
beautiful.
away from it.
Amen to that, especially in this month, the Youth Month that we're starting to celebrate today. And once again, we wish you all of the best in your year of reign. We cannot wait to see all the wonderful achievements that you will attain. And you can follow, of course, Tamaryn at Tamaryn Green on social media. We've got a beautiful picture of her on Twitter. Click like, follow, all of those things. It's going to be an amazing journey. Ladies and gentlemen, our Miss South Africa, Tamaryn Green. Come on.
Oh man, so much to celebrate this morning. We are loving having our brothers from Umhlobo Wenene in studio all the way from the Eastern Cape, or from Port Elizabeth, your hometown. So, Muffa, pastor, I say lightly pastor this morning, and you'll understand why. And of course, Coach, we love having you guys here, especially when you bring very special guests from Joyous Celebration, an actual pastor, Joburg.
Pastor.
It's been confusing, man. All due respect.
No offense taken. No offense taken.
Pastor, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
I mean, we are always in awe of the work that Joyous Celebration do, and you've taken that a step further. It's not just the love that you spread through your performances, but now you are touching people in a whole different way. And I talk specifically about the Langa Cherish Home as one of the benefactors of one of your latest initiatives. Give us a bit of background there.
We try to, when we get into a place to perform, we try to touch the community, whether by going to the community to interact with the young people, you know, the influence of what they see on TV coming down to where they are, but also to look for spaces where we can lend a hand. So this charity drive is based on that, to say, where can we lend a hand? So we went to them before we came today and said, what areas do you need whatever? So we look at what we have and then we fulfill those needs as part of our being in the area and having a footprint when we leave. So it's not just coming in and doing a show and going out.
I love it, and I'm guessing an easy match here. Maybe you do actually want to become a pastor. Maybe that was behind this union. But now that we know that you have got one of the most powerful voices in radio collectively, well done, guys. The show is doing so well. We know the power that Joyous Celebration has. How did this union come about?
Well, as Umhlobo Wenene FM, whichever opportunity we get to go out doing OBs, we always make sure that we do touch base with our listeners. And it was just surprising when we got there yesterday, as Muffa was saying earlier, the response that we received. You know, it humbles you when you find that these people know you. They wake up to your voice each and every single morning. And when you're there, appearing in the flesh, you know, it's dreams made to come true for some people. And it's always very important for us to touch base with the people, because we are community-based after all.
No, completely. And you have a massive listenership. It's just insane how many people live their life through the medium of radio. We live in a different world of TV where people obviously know what we look like. Muffa, is it weird to walk into a place where they're like, Muffa, and then you speak and they're like, oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, it gets crazy with me. They always want me to laugh. Muffa, can you laugh? Just like that, because it has become my trait.
Your signature.
Yeah, my signature.
It's your calling card.
Yeah, it's my calling. Yeah, it's my calling.
But that's a good thing if people recognize you by your laugh, and it happens to me as well. I don't know what that says about us as people, but how awesome is it? Because you live in this radio bubble, you're in your studio, you're working really, really hard, then you step out there and you see how people actually feel about you. How did that feel being on the ground?
Oh, it feels so good to be in touch base with our listeners, to give back the love, because they show you love, and all you need to do is to give back your love. They only sometimes need a minute of your time. Yeah, so I mean, to share only that minute of your life, it's enough for them.
I love that. And a little bit of respect. You have no idea how much that's going to mean. So how do we connect with Joyous Celebration to help you in what you are doing? I know so many fans out there wanting to connect with you guys, Pastor.
We are on social media platforms, but the biggest one and the busiest is our Facebook page. It's called My Joyous Celebration. You get to see what we are doing and where. As we are here now, on the page, it is shown that we are here, where we're going from here and all that. So we all over.
I love it, man. And coach, sport's important too, man.
Sport is a powerful tool for development, okay?
It feels like a distant cousin at the moment.
Sorry, this is how I feel on the show every morning, man. But just such a pleasure hosting you guys. You really are a class act, so I can understand why you have become as successful as you have.
Thanks,
so
man.
long may you laugh through our airways, my brother Pastor. Thank you so much for the work that you guys are doing. Joyous Celebration deserves every accolade, so we really do appreciate you being there. Well, you can connect with them on Facebook. You can connect with us on Facebook. We've got a magical performance coming your way. You can let us know what you think.
Absolutely. Right now, performing their brand new single, Beautiful Life. This is the Parlotones.
I'll be the water, you effervescent champagne. I'll be the words, you be the canvas, the page. I'll be the winds, you be the nightingale. Flowers may fade, but our colors will stain together a beautiful life. Set away on the ship made of love. Fly away, fly away, fly away on a purple dove. I'll be the fire, burns all your sand cigars. You be my summer, winter refuses to pass. Seasons grow old, but I hope that you know forever a beautiful life. A beautiful life. A beautiful life will be golden. I will grow older with you. To have and to hold, as long as you say that I do. Life can be sick. I'll be your cure and your fix. I'll protect you from all that upsets you. Life can be wild. I'll tame the crazy inside. I'll defend you from demons within you. Galaxies and Milky Ways are big enough to describe the story, our beautiful life. Our beautiful life. Our beautiful life will be golden. I will grow older with you. To have and to hold, as long as you say that I do. A beautiful life. A beautiful life. Crease our faces with good times, revealing a beautiful life.
Parlotones on your feel-good breakfast show on this Friday morning. Brand new song called Beautiful Life, man. Yeah, I was going to say this is Khan Morby, this is Kat Morby. We've got the memo going on. What you need to do, though, is, of course, get your tickets to go and see them live tonight at the Artscape. The celebration of 20 years in the music industry, and the South African tour begins today here in Cape Town. Lovely having you guys here. Thank you very, very much. Enjoy the tour.
Well, listen, life certainly needs flavor, and myself and Kat recently just came back from Ukraine, and we're going to tell you all about our amazing experience. And as you can see, the hustle and bustle is happening behind me. The McCafe team, they are busy prepping those new low GI sandwiches that they'll be introducing to us later. And of course, we're going to put the Umhlobo Wenene team in the kitchen for our omelette challenge. So don't go anywhere. There's so much coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Join the party on Top Billing this Saturday evening for the dramatic crowning of our new Miss South Africa. Singer-songwriter Brendan Paper rocks as the new Buddy Holly. Heartthrob Jacques de Blanche weds stunning Coralie Branco. And Carolyn Stain of 67 Blankets for Nelson Mandela celebrates her birthday at the epic Palazzo Stain. That's Top Billing this Saturday at 6 on SABC3. The stage is yours.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso. It's a Friday morning and it's been a jam-packed show. What fun, hey?
It's been amazing. The Parlotones, Miss South Africa.
Umhlobo Wenene, all of that. And now there's more. Now imagine earning as you're swiping, and we're not talking just about anything. I mean, as a U-Count Rewards member, you could earn enough in rewards points to fuel up your car, buy your groceries, or even get your tires fitted. Now, all you have to do is pay for all your purchases with your qualifying Standard Bank credit, check, or debit card. And you can imagine just having just that extra little bit more of expenditure, you know?
It's fun.
Little bit more nappies.
Yeah.
Little bit more toiletries for the baby.
Listen, every little bit goes a long way, and I would definitely use my rewards, my U-Count rewards, for filling up petrol. I mean, the price is increasing again next month.
That's true.
Well, this month, so it's on Wednesday. So definitely I'll use it for filling up.
Or getting some winter clothes, because it's getting really chilly out there. Now, the best part, you may ask, well, you can collect up to R2 back on every litre of fuel that you purchase when you fill up at Caltex forecourt. And you can redeem your points to pay for fuel by swiping your U-Count rewards card and entering your PIN. Simple as that. Now, if you don't believe us, let's hear it from the people who have actually reaped the rewards for themselves.
In 2015, my husband and I decided we'd like to go on a holiday. And we had both saved up about 6,000 rands worth of U-Count points. And we decided to use the U-Count rewards points for the fuel cost of the entire trip.
I'm Chad, I'm married to a lovely wife. We've got 2 cars at home. So what my wife usually does is she picks whatever car that has the most petrol in it. So this one time I got home from work. So as I got home, I forgot my wallet in the car. So what she then did the next morning is she just went for my car and left. Then of course when I went into her car to actually go to work, I realized that the petrol is not there. I then decided to go back into the house to at least try and get some cash. So I came across my U-Count rewards card. Bam! Here's my pinky, looking lovely. So of course I grabbed the card and drove to the nearest Caltex garage. That's where I swapped the card and voila, I was able to get to work.
Incredible stuff, right?
Oh, it's amazing. It's so cool. You simply swipe your card and you earn rewards.
You get back, exactly. Yeah. It's that easy as that. Now, it doesn't end there because you can also collect up to 5% back when you use your Standard Bank credit, debit or check card to pay for purchases at any UCount Rewards retailers, plus up to 1.25% back in rewards points no matter where you shop. So all you got to do if you want to find out more information is visit ucount.standardbank.co.za.
That's right. And we have a very exciting announcement because Caltex is helping getting you there by giving you the chance to win a 5,000 Rand Caltex voucher card. And all you have to do is SMS the keyword Caltex alongside your name and city to the number 33728. That keyword is Caltex with your name and city to 33728. And you can be walking away with that 5,000 Rand voucher card. T's and C's do apply, so you can visit expressoshow.com to find them.
Quality fuel, convenience, and service with a smile. Whether it's to fuel up or stock up. Caltex, it's how you get there.
Well, hoping that you've been savouring every second of what has been one of the best shows of the year. Stick around because there's still so much more to come, but let's dive right back into those news headlines. Ewan's got the latest.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Graham. Let's take a look at those top news headlines in your national news. Agri-SA has released a report showing that farm murders have decreased from 66 in 2016-2017 to 47 in 2017-2018. Now, during the same period, however, farm attacks increased from 478 to 561. Then a ministerial task team has recommended that history be made a school compulsory subject. The team also recommended that grade 12 pupils write 2 final exam papers on the subject, one focusing on African history and the other on world history. In your international headlines, the US has imposed tariffs on steel and aluminium imports from allies in Europe and North America. The move immediately triggered vows of retaliation from the UK, Mexico and the EU. And lastly, Catholic, Protestant, Muslim and delegates of the Pygmy people indigenous to the DRC have met to proceed with a campaign to protect the Congo Basin rainforest. The forest is a biodiversity hotspot and climate shield that is being threatened by illegal logging, which destroys the habitat and means of sustenance for forest people. As we leave your news headlines, we'll take one last look at the top news stories at the top of the hour.
Just touching on those headlines quickly, in rugby, of course, the Springboks are finally back in action tomorrow as they take on Wales in a once-off exhibition test in the United States of America. Kick-off 11 o'clock in the evening, SA time. Then on to Sevens rugby. It returns this weekend as well, with the Blitzbokke heading to Twickenham to take on the London Sevens leg. Blitzbokke will face Russia, Canada and Samoa in the group stages, this of course being the second last leg of the series. On to football, massive news. Zinedine Zidane has stepped down as head coach of Real Madrid after almost 3 seasons in charge. Leaves the club with a 70% win record and 9 trophies in total. And Kevin Anderson is marching on. He goes to the next round at Roland Garros, and that came yesterday after a 3-1 win over Argentina's Pablo Cuevas. Rafa Nadal, Serena Williams also moving through to the next round. More on those stories on the top of the hour.
Right, quickly taking a look at what's happening out on the roads this morning. It's nice and early on your Thursday in Gauteng, central Johannesburg. There is a stationary vehicle on the M1 northbound, and that's near the Car Street exit. And this is causing heavy delays from Ormonde via the Crown interchange. And that's what we have for you in terms of your traffic. The roads are wet down in the Western Cape, so please drive with care if you are still heading out. We'll bring you a final update just after 8.
Turning air into pristine, clean drinking water. Cirrus Water, the future of sustainable drinking water.
Right, let's quickly take a look at your weather and those temperatures. It's your Thursday morning, and it looks like most parts of the country can expect rather chilly conditions, reaching mild maximums in certain areas, but still a cool one down in the western parts of the province. Polokwane this morning, 9 minimum, your maximum at 27 degrees, nice and hot. Mbombela also starting out cool, but reaching a maximum of a very hot 31. 9 is your minimum this morning. Pretoria, 622. Johannesburg, 4 minimum, your maximum 19 degrees. Maikeng, 3, 22. Klerksdorp, 1, 19. Kimberley, 2 and a high of 18. Bloemfontein -2, nice and cold, staying cool with a maximum 16. Richards Bay 16.27, Pietermaritzburg 10.25, Durban 17.26, Mthatha on 4 minimum at your maximum 23. East London 10.23, Cradock 4.19, Port Elizabeth 8.5, 18, George 8 and 16, Sutherland cold today 3 degrees minimum with your maximum of only 8 degrees. Cape Town 12.16, Worcester 4.13, Springbok 5.5, 12, and Uppington 2 degrees minimum, reaching a high of 18 degrees. That's a wrap of your weather. We'll take another look at it, and a final look just after 8.
Ukraine. So of all the books in the world, the best stories are found between the pages of a passport. And thanks to the unbelievably awesome #Lays Ukraine experience, Zoe and Kat have made some unforgettable memories by the sounds of it. Well, it's great to have them back. We can't deny just a hint, just the tiniest amount of jealousy. I mean, look at the photos, okay? If they didn't have ears, I think the smiles would wrap all the way around their heads. Kat, Zoe, two people who are generally easy to smile, but it seems like they were living their best lives. Well, in Kiev and in the Ukraine, look at those beautiful... You are so Instagrammable, it's ridiculous.
Well, it helps when you have a beautiful city that makes it easy to take pictures and just enjoy.
I thought I was over it, but I'm not over it,
I'm
man.
sorry.
So
I'm really sorry.
it just looked amazing because, of course, apart from the Champions League final, you got to really immerse yourself in the culture of Kiev. You can hear my internal little alarm going off, telling me just not to be jealous. You got the full Ukraine experience. What stood out for both of you, Zoe?
I think for me, I was so surprised with literally how much bang you get for your buck. Like the hryvnia, which is the Ukrainian currency, or the
Hryvnia, is it?
No,
you say it with an Afrikaans.
Hryvnia.
Hryvnia, not hryvnia.
Like 1 rand gives you 2 hryvnia. So for us to take the metro was 5 hryvnia, and that's 2 rand 50. And, you know, it was such an affordable city. The people were so beautiful and so friendly. And we had the most amazing tour guide. Her name was Olga, and she said, just call me Lola. It's easier.
Lola.
Dude, you like a cultural sponge.
Man, I was about to say that for me was one of my highlights. We'll talk about Champions League final just now, but we had a visit at an old traditional Ukrainian village, and this lady took us on a journey of what it was like to live there, the philosophies that the people lived with, the traditions they had. For instance, like the fact that a house's riches was determined by the number of glasses on their window. You know what I mean?
Wow.
There was a special ceremony that was done to create the stove in the house, because the stove is a very important part of Ukrainian culture, where the food is made, where family comes together. When marriage proposals need to be exchanged, the story we were told about how a young man would bring his best friend to speak for him and tell the family about.
Have you got my back, bro? I need a wingman.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, thank you.
Oh, look at that.
And also with that, and this is where we were there, came the wonderful food experience. But what stood with me was the word Cossack. And Cossacks were some of the people that protected Ukraine back in the day from all invading forces around them. And they were warriors, and they have a specific kind of hairstyle. If you imagine Japanese samurai, they have a Cossack top knot that kind of hangs over their heads, and there's beards that go with it. But what hit me was when young Ukrainian boys and girls grow up and they are well behaved and they do well, they tell them that you are a Cossack. And that's a form of pride for these people. And I get...
That sets the bar. I absolutely love that. I have to ask very quickly, what
It's not a voodoo doll. This is a traditional...
She's princess, it's you!
No,
I'm joking.
A traditional Ukrainian doll, and they taught us how to make these at the Open Air Museum. There's no forms of needle involved, and they really took us through step by step. We also got to make traditional Ukrainian dumplings, the vareniki.
Vareniki,
yes.
Another thing, when we were making these, the importance in the culture as well. So there's different kinds that were made. You get, let's say, like 2 that were made of a man and a woman that are given to a couple who are newlywed to wish them luck and bring them prosperity in their... To children, they're given, when they're sick, they'll place this next to a child. Once the child gets healed, it gets thrown away.
I just made a doll smile.
Yeah.
but the whole time while we were making these Ukrainian dolls, we were told, only think positive things, remove all negativity from your mindset. Yeah.
So guys, I got to ask, I see you fleeced some poor Liverpool fan of his cap.
I have a cool story about this cap. It was before the game started. I said to Kat, okay, I'll get first round, you get second round. I was in the line to go buy some drinks, and this guy, I chatted to him. I ended up coming back with his cap. He proposed and paid for my drinks.
Oh no, that's how she rolls. The Ukraine change. You said just very quickly,
So
brother.
this is Toby's.
I think you would have been probably the most emotionally invested person in that final.
Yeah.
Understanding what a treat it was. What was that like?
It was spectacular. It was amazing. It was mind-blowing. It was the kind of stuff dreams are made of. Seeing Liverpool fans singing their hearts out.
Look at that
Mo
stadium.
Salah's picture coming up and the roar of the crowd.
Look at that.
And one moment I will not forget. I mean, this is the beautiful Olympic stadium there, where when the warm-up was going on in the afternoon and the sun would shine through the top of the stadium, it created like these spotlights on the stadium floor, such that it looked like each of the players had like a halo over them. But I want to talk about that moment when Gareth Bale hit the bicycle kick. So here's the Liverpool fans going like, "Ale, ale, ale," and then he hits it, and they went, "Ale, ale." All like 10,000 of them that were there, and that was like such a moment, like the passion and.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at this picture, all that red. Every Liverpudlian got there with their little flag, with their, their banner, and they just had banners everywhere, just creating a sea of red.
Oh, guys, you weren't there alone, and it looks like you made the most awesome friends along the way. What was that experience like, Sharon? Because nothing is, it's all hollow if you don't have some mates with you. Talk me through the winners' experience and what was it like kind of bonding with them?
They couldn't have put a better group of people together. We were all so different and bonded so well.
Yeah.
I need to tell you Nikita and Morne's story. So she bought the packet of chips, they worked together, and threw it in the bin. And he's like, no, there's this really cool competition Lay's is doing. And he said to her, he's going to enter. He sent one SMS. He told her, keep your Lay's packet, staple the till slip to it, and they phoned him to say, you won, where is the packet? And then he took her along on the trip.
As you must.
As you must, absolutely.
As you must.
Yeah, a great group of people that we had so much fun with, and that really took on
That's
the
our tour
Lay's.
guide, that was...
Yeah, they took on the Lay's Ukraine
Okay.
experience in full force, and it was one for the memory books. And you know what? It is there in our memories, and it's in our passports. You'll never forget this.
Oh man, I love you and I hate you all at the same time. Hashtag life needs more flavor. They've just proven it, and Lay certainly added a whole lot more to Zoe and Katlejo's life, and of course those incredible prize winners with their hashtag Lay's Ukraine experience. If one thing is certain, it's that we'll be having, I think, or living vicariously through them for a while now with their Ukrainian stories.
And to all our friends in Ukraine and to everybody at Lay's who made this possible, we want to say,
Thank you.
Dziękuję.
Dziękuję.
Dead to me.
Yes, hashtag life needs more flavor. That's why we're making some omelets this morning. So it is the famous Expresso omelet challenge. We have the team from Umhlobo Wenene joining us. We have Pastor and Maffa going head to head right now so you can make the best omelet. Now guys, normally when you cook together, it brings people together.
Yes.
You know, friends, families, loved ones, colleagues. But not today.
Yes.
Today I'm hoping that this is really going to cause a bit of a thing. All right guys, so it's very easy. You've got all the ingredients. You have to use all of the ingredients, and you've got 2 minutes to complete the perfect omelette. Are you ready, Maffa? What's your strategy? What are you going to do?
I'm ready. It's Kaiser Chiefs versus Mamelodi Sundowns. Yeah.
All right, hands on eyes and hearts. I'm going to start the countdown. Are we ready with the countdown? Yes, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bam, go. Let's go.
Bang, ready.
Okay. We see we dropped an entire egg in there, but it's okay. You took it out. Just remember, I have to taste these at the end of it.
Good luck.
Good luck. The ambulance is standing ready.
Yeah.
That's a good dollop of milk there.
Do I use this?
There's a whisk. Oh my goodness. Have you ever made an omelette, Maffa?
Maffa. Okay.
You guys gotta move, Pastor. You gotta move, my man. You gotta move.
You better move, my brother.
You can see, look at this.
Okay. Almost.
That's it. Oh, I almost forgot.
Healthier, don't worry.
That's it.
This is gonna be delicious, I'm telling you. Yeah, this is...
Are you making a fried omelette? Deep fried omelette. What's going on?
He's making egg.
Bro, you got 2 minutes, Pastor. You gotta get
2 minutes.
He's taking it so chilled. What is going on?
Don't worry.
Yeah, it's going. My head now.
We can eat you.
How's some crispy fried omelettes on your Friday morning? Oh my goodness.
I've lost already.
Look at what? Oh my goodness. Okay, well there's something happening in Maffa's, I don't know what it is, but it's something. Oh my goodness.
Mine is flowing, man.
Okay, do we have a time there? Do we have a time?
It's
40 seconds left. 40 seconds left before you have to plate.
It's about how well you do it, not how quickly you do it. An omelette.
I have no words. These guys, like who cooks for you?
I'm almost there.
Yeah.
You said an omelette, not scrambled egg.
Scrambled that?
No, that's an omelette scrambled.
Oh. I'm literally lost for words. I don't know what to say right now.
How much time do we have?
4, 3, 2, 1. Time to plate. Right. This one is still sizzling away. And what is with the milk on top? Just a bit of milk.
Yeah, for protein.
I don't know if I want to taste these guys. Look at this, it's just oil. Just oil.
No, just forget about the oil at the top. Yeah. Taste at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too much, eh?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Tasty.
All right.
Okay.
Did you put salt and pepper on this?
Yes, I did. Looks better, no?
Oh my God. These omelets are equally bad. Equally bad. So I'm gonna give it to both of you, man. This is ridiculous. No one wins here.
No, because we are brothers.
And at the end, it does bring everyone together, man. The Expresso Omelette Challenge. You see, even though it's a challenge, it still brings us together. We'll see you after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
We promised you it would be a quick break. Welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show. And we still have the ever-gorgeous Tamaryn Green with us, our brand new Miss South Africa. She's hanging out with us as we get into... Please, can we give her a round of applause?
I feel like it needs to be standard. Every single time we say Tamaryn Green, it just needs to happen.
There we go. Well, it's time for us to get into our international entertainment news.
Yeah, and an inspiring story indeed from one of my favorite TV personalities of all time, Ellen DeGeneres, who has been vacationing alongside her wife, Portia de Rossi, in Rwanda. But not just having a vacation, doing some really amazing work where she has now also dedicated her life to conserving the environment and protecting the gorillas that Dian Fossey devoted her life to protecting many, many years ago. Now she's gone there, as I said, with her wife and to check out the Ellen DeGeneres campus, which is going to be funded by the Ellen DeGeneres Wildlife Fund in partnership with the Dian Fossey Gorilla Fund. And she's really shown, I think, her heart by not just being somebody famous and having a whole lot of money, but she's doing so much good with it, and she continues to put smiles on people's faces every single day. I'm so proud to be a fan of hers.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. So you can see her there meeting with dignitaries and establishing those relationships that'll be crucial in the future. Yeah. So, Tamaryn, what about you? Are there causes like this that are close to your heart?
I'm always very passionate about health. I am a medical student, and you know, I want to promote equality in health for our country. Yeah. That's one of the things dear to my heart.
Yeah.
Yes.
We can't wait to see the work that you are going to be doing. But big ups to Ellen DeGeneres. We are such fans of yours. Keep on keeping on. And I feel good after that story.
It feels amazing. And you know what? Follow her on Instagram because Ellen always posts these incredible photos. They are sometimes funny videos. But
sometimes very silly.
Very silly as well. But it all promotes, you know, we need to look after our environment. So she really is a great advocate.
And be kind to one another, she says.
Yes, that's true. Well, listen, something else you need to be kind to is also your skin, because loved South African skincare brand Ponds, they're giving one lucky woman the opportunity to be face of Ponds, winning the coveted title of brand ambassador along with a modeling portfolio and other exciting prizes. Now, you will also stand a chance of joining the league of unstoppable ladies such as Ayanda Tabete, Celeste Kumalo, and recently announced Tembi Siete. Now, here is how you can enter to become a new face of Ponds.
Are you the next face of Ponds? Enter now. Purchase any Ponds product at selected ShopRite stores. Find the unique code on your till slip and follow the prompts. Click the link that will be sent to you via SMS. Then fill out the simple entry form and upload your pic. Ponds, hashtag I am the face of Ponds.
Well, as you can see, it is as easy as that. So hurry up. Entries close this Sunday, the 3rd of June. So you only have a few more days left. But for more information, visit the Ponds South Africa Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram page. Those T's and C's do apply. And of course, you have a few days left. And I think this is our time now to say goodbye to our current reigning Miss South Africa.
It's sad. It's been so much fun having you here.
I want to stay.
Have you enjoyed
come back
it?
And visit.
I have definitely enjoyed it.
And yeah, once again, we wish you all of the best. We are proud of you. You represent us. Go out there in the world, flourish. Yes, Queen, slay them. Tamaryn Green. Come on.
New Ponds Perfect Color Complex. The improved formula with vitamin B3+ helps fade dark marks to bring back your natural color.
Fight 10 of the toughest dark mark problems.
New Ponds Perfect Color Complex.
We're searching for the next face of Ponds. Enter now. Purchase any Ponds at ShopRite.
So while we've loved having Tamaryn in studio, and we certainly add our congratulations, she is taking over our screens this weekend. You'll catch her on Top Billing as well. So first up, Ayanda catches up with Brendan Paper, of course, winner of Tropica Island of Treasure, unbelievable musician who's about to step into some brand new rock and roll shoes and spectacles. I don't want to give too much away. And then Jade takes us behind the scenes of Miss South Africa to catch Tamaryn's crowning moment and bring us the entire scoop. And you can catch that all tomorrow right here on SABC3 at 6 p.m. with the repeat at Sunday, 12 midday.
Join the party this Saturday evening on hashtag Top Billing when Carolyn Stain and friends toast her very big year with a Guinness World Record and award-winning film.
Accomplished actress, businesswoman and founder of 67 Blankets, Carolyn Stain, has many more reasons than just her birthday to celebrate. Tonight we're at the magnificent Palazzo Stain, and of course, all of you at home are invited, so let the party begin.
Catch our Top Billing exclusive look inside the Palazzo, home of Doe and Carolyn Stain, with designer Stephen Falk, architect Wynand du Plessis, and developer Giuseppe Plumari as our guides.
That's incredible. It really is. I can't actually get over this. Is this a movie set or is this a house, man? It's incredible. It doesn't look real.
From this Palladian villa in Stain City to home life with recording artist Jacques de Blanche and his multi-talented soulmate Coralie Branco. We're there as they get set to be wed.
Jacques, your big day is finally here.
Yeah, can you believe it? We are so excited. It feels like it's taken forever, but finally the day has arrived.
In a year where every one of the final 12 was in the running, Miss South Africa 2018 was always going to be down to the wire.
Hi everyone, I'm Tamaryn Green, your new Miss South Africa 2018.
And we have another doctor wearing the crown. Isn't she gorgeous? You can catch the crowning on Top Billing this Saturday at 6 p.m. or repeat Sundays at noon on SABC3. The stage is yours. Wait, correction. The stage is hers.
Oh.
And a rock and roll legend lives again as musician Brendan Paper steps off the beach and into the title role of the Buddy Holly story.
Go, 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 Johnny, go, go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go, go. Johnny, be good. Catch
delicious this Saturday at 6 p.m. only on Top Billing with Brandon Pepper as
Buddy Holly.
And repeat is on Sunday.
Awesome stuff. Definitely don't miss Top Billing tonight or tomorrow night, that is. Now, opening for this morning, we are actually been enjoying the most amazing McCafe coffee and fresh baked treats every day here at Expresso, thanks to Princess, our lovely barista. But today marks a very exciting day as McCafe is officially introducing new low GI sandwiches to their nationwide menu. And of course, we get to see it here first on Expresso. And we are joined by McCafe chef Martin Cobalt, who is going to take us through the brand new range of sandwiches. Martin, thank you very much for joining us. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic.
Good, good, good. This is very cool. So what can we expect, man? There's three different kind of ranges of low GI sandwiches.
Absolutely. I mean, we got a beautiful tomato and cheese low GI sandwich. Then we got a tomato and chicken roll sandwich, and then we got the premium one, which is the club sandwich, which is very fantastic.
We like it, and we say low GI, which means low glycemic, low on the glycemic index.
That's correct. Yes, yeah. Well, it's basically like whatever is below. It's from 1 to 100. What is below 55, which is good to know. It slows down your blood sugar intakes and stuff like that. So it's a really good thing to have. A lot of dietitians work with it. If you're on a special diet, it's very good for you. I think in your daily life, it's a good thing to have.
Absolutely, especially for something if you're on your way to work, grab a coffee, grab a low GI sandwich, feel fuller for longer, sustain yourself.
Yeah.
Martin, let's get into making some of these sandwiches. What are you going to do first?
Well, we got the low GI bread, which is really fantastic.
Yes.
It's available in like 71 stores all around the country now, which is really nice.
Yeah.
As from today, so we just put a little bit of spread of butter.
All right.
On there. Okay, so we're going to do first the cheese and the tomato.
Got it.
Okay. We'll put nice, healthy of tomato, very nice. And obviously we have to put some lettuce inside there just to give it a bit of a...
I mean, you can definitely see it's all fresh ingredients, which looks beautiful.
It is beautiful. It is beautiful. So that's really...
Plain and simple.
Plain and simple. This is the cheese and the tomato. Yep. But, you know, if anybody wants to toast it as well, we do toast it inside the stores as well.
So you can toast it inside. Why was there this move from McCafe to introduce these new range of low GI sandwiches?
I think it's just the responsibility of showing, you know, helping the health-conscious people.
Yes.
And just making sure that we cater for all the people which are excited to have a little bit of low GI dishes, and having also, of course, the health reason for it.
Yeah.
You know. So I think it's very important for somebody like McDonald's to make sure that we're helping all those people. Oh, as you see, I'm getting a bit confused.
It's the talking and the making. I get it.
I'm a man. I can't really multitask. You know.
I'm right up there with you, my friend.
100%.
Cool. So that was the.
That was the cheese, tomato, and the ham roll.
Fantastic.
So it's a beautiful ham roll inside there. Now we're going to go for the premium one. I'm just going to use a little bit of jalapeno. So that's one that's a little bit of a bite to it, which is nice. You know, we all like a little bit of bite in our life.
Wake you up in the morning, especially when it's cold outside.
Goodness, I'm telling you, we need that, especially now in Cape Town. We arrived here, it is cold.
So I need to ask you, when exactly will these sandwiches be available? Is it actually launching nationwide today?
Nationwide, as from today, in all the McCafes all around the country. Yeah.
Yes. All right, so you got your little spread on there, and then we've some, once again, tomatoes.
That's correct, and we're going to put our... That's a turnover chicken patty, which is, I think, that gives it a nice little kick together with the jalapeno. And it's really nice because it helps you to get that protein into you as well, not just the carbohydrates, you know.
And so we need protein for breakfast. It's been proven.
I would think so. I would definitely need that. Okay.
And there you have it.
I've got the cheese here, 100%. Perfect.
Yeah.
So those are the ones. Those are the ones. And I think we need to just make sandwiches for everybody in the studio today.
You know what?
We're going to be busy all over in McDonald's.
While we have you here, we're going to make use of you, my friend. Exactly.
I've got some time still. My flight's only later, so I'll make sandwiches for everybody.
We love it. Yeah. Martin, thank you very much for joining us this morning and preparing some breakfast for us, because I am actually starving at the moment. So make sure that when you're on your way to work this morning, stop by whilst you grab your McCafe coffee, get yourself a low GI sandwich roll with it as well, and start your day off on the right way. But as Martin said, he's going to be here and he's going to sort us out with some proper sandwiches throughout the course of the morning, because we're all hungry. Thanks,
fantastic.
Appreciate it. Thank you, McCafe.
So much, McCafe, good.
Try the new McCafe Low GI sandwiches, cheese and tomato, chicken club, and cheese and tomato chicken roll. Enjoy a moment in between with McCafe.
Yeah, taking a serious moment in between from what has been a super jam-packed show and still enjoying it with our friends from Umhlobo Wenene, Pastor Coach and Mafa, still hanging out with us.
Yes.
And I hope that you stay tuned and keep hanging out with us because after the break, we'll give you some ideas on what you can catch on SABC3 this coming weekend. Movies galore.
And this past weekend, one of the design calendar highlights took place. Tolo got to go to Sandton and check it out. It was the Design Joburg 2018 show, and we've got highlights for you after the break.
Enjoy a moment in between with McCafe. See you after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a Friday morning. Thanks so much for choosing to start the day off with us. If you haven't yet made plans for the weekend, then maybe you might want to stay at home because SABC3 has a great lineup of movies for you to enjoy.
That's right, and we're starting with the movie The Broken Ones, and it is a 2017 drama starring McDonald, James Russo and Margaret Collin. Now, the film follows two troubled strangers who meet one night and help each other overcome their personal fears and tragedies.
Tragedies. There we go.
And based on a true story, this intense film carefully delves into the struggles of depression as Lily Kelly, who's played by McDonald, struggles to cope with the loss of her father after the 9/11 attacks. And here's a little bit of a sneak peek.
You used to say humans and birds have the same reaction to fear.
You don't understand.
Help me. I wish I was a bird.
You're afraid to go to the memorial service?
No, look, okay, I'm not afraid.
You've been walking around this house like a damn zombie. Never mind about that. Just tell me what's going on.
If you see her, there's something I want to discuss with her.
What are you doing? You're trying to all the questions.
Did you lose your dad in 9/11?
No, I didn't try to kill myself. Why does everyone keep saying that?
The Broken Ones, Friday at 9:30 on 3. The stage is yours.
Yo, okay, there we go. That's The Broken Ones, okay? And then on Saturday night on SABC3, you might want to catch a very exciting movie called American Dreams. It's a bit of a satire that satirizes, obviously, both popular entertainment and American politics as well. So basically, this guy, Dennis Quaid, who's the star of the show, gets elected as president of America. But he hasn't read a newspaper in like 4 years. So he has no idea what the world is, what's happening around the world. He reads one, becomes overly absorbed in like how is he going to fix all of this. So his chief of staff gets him then to become a guest judge on a show to find the next American celebrity, like Insta celebrity, and that's played by Hugh Grant. And but then there's a plot twist because one of the people in the audience or one of the contestants is trying to kill the president because he's a terrorist. It's that kind of vibe, and then you get this kind of movie image with it as well. Let's take a look at a short clip of American Dreams.
Congratulations, Mr. President. You said we'd tear him a new one, and we tore him a new one. You'll be staying at our mutual cousins. They know nothing of your purpose there. You are to just wait until your sleeper cell contacts you.
Is Omer at home, please? The Western Command has learned of you being chosen to sing and dance on a hedonistic television show aptly named American Dreams.
Wow. You guys heard about that?
When you are on stage with the president, you will have smuggled in an explosive bag. And you are to martyr yourself, killing in the process the head of the serpent.
American Dreams, Saturday at 7 on 3. The stage is yours.
We do need to say that was a film and cinematic projection of Please. 7 p.m. on Saturday. Check it out. It's called American Dreams. Well, enjoy the movies this weekend on SABC3. Right now, time for the news.
Thank you so much, Kat. That's right. It's 8 a.m. right now. Let's take a last look at your news headlines for your Friday morning in your national news. Agri-SA has released a report showing that farm murders have decreased from 66 in 2016-2017 to 47 in 2017-2018. Now, the lowest level in more than 20 years. Now, during the same period, however, farm attacks increased from 478 to 561. The Agricultural Industry Association says its information is based on statistics released by the Minister of Police in Parliament over the past 6 years. The report indicated that since 1996, the most farm attacks, 722, were recorded in Northwest, followed by Gauteng with 644. Most murders occurred in Gauteng, namely 69. A ministerial task team has recommended that history be made a compulsory school subject, and this is according to a report released by the Department of Basic Education yesterday. The team also recommended that grade 12 pupils write 2 final exam papers on the subject, one focusing on African history and the other on world history. The task team was established in 2015 and given terms of reference to conduct a comparative international study on how to best implement the introduction of history as a compulsory subject up until matric. In international news this morning, the US has imposed tariffs on steel and aluminium imports from allies in Europe and North America. A 25% tax on steel and 10% tax on aluminium from the EU, Mexico and Canada started at midnight. The move immediately triggered vows of retaliation from the UK, Mexico and the EU. European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker said the move was totally unacceptable and that the EU had no choice but to bring a case before the World Trade Organization and impose duties on US imports. And lastly, Catholic, Protestant, Muslim and delegates of the Pygmy people indigenous to the Democratic Republic of the Congo have met to proceed with the campaign to protect the Congo Basin rainforest. Talks in Kinshasa centered on awareness of the Congo Basin forest, a biodiversity hotspot and climate shield that is being threatened by illegal logging, which destroys the habitat and means of sustenance for the forest people. Pygmies are an ethnic group with communities across the Congo Basin and in Rwanda, Burundi and parts of southern Africa. That's where we leave your news headlines on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for your Friday morning.
Wrapping up those sporting headlines this morning, in rugby, the Springboks are back in action tomorrow as they take on Wales in a once-off exhibition test in the United States of America. Heading into the match, the Boks hold an 85% win record over the Welsh. However, in the last 2 most recent matches, Wales have come out on top with a 27-13 and most recently a 24-22 victory in Cardiff. Tomorrow's match kicks off at the RFK Stadium in Washington, D.C. at 11 o'clock in the evening, South African time. And on to Sevens. Sevens rugby returns this weekend as the Blitzbokke head to Twickenham to take on the London Sevens leg. With 2 stops left on the tour, the 2017 series winning Blitzbokke, they are currently in 2nd place on the overall standings with 141 points. That's just 4 points behind leaders Fiji. Blitzbokke have been placed in Pool D, where they'll face Russia, Canada and Samoa in the group stages. Then in football, massive news. Zinedine Zidane has stepped down as head coach of Real Madrid. That's after almost 3 seasons in charge. Less than a week after leading the team to their 3rd straight Champions League title, Zidane had decided to leave the club after 149 games and 9 trophies in total. And of course, locally in football, the Bafana are in a COSAFA Cup action this weekend. Their quarter-final clash with the winner of Group A takes off at 3 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. And finally, in tennis, Kevin Anderson is marching on. He's booked his place in the next round at Roland Garros. That came yesterday after a 3-1 win over Argentina's Pablo Cuevas. With the score level at a set apiece, the South African needed a 7-5 tiebreaker win in the 3rd to get momentum back before wrapping up the victory with a 6-4 final set win. In other results out of the day, Rafa Nadal, Maria Sharapova and Serena Williams have all moved through to the round of 32. And that's a wrap of your sport for this Friday morning.
Well, let's take a final look at the roads in the Western Cape and Lansdowne. Traffic is slowing down on the M5 northbound. That's approaching the N2 interchange. Roads are also wet this morning, so please proceed with caution. And that's where we leave your weather on your traffic on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
More than a club, more than an appliance brand. Defy.
And speaking of weather, let's take one final look, and it seems like most parts of the country can expect a chilly start. Well, looking at those temperatures, Polokwane, your minimum is 9 with a high of 27. Sunny and Mbombela, 9 with a high of 31. Pretoria, 6, 22. Johannesburg, 4 with a high of 19. Mahikeng, 3, reaching a high of 22. If you're in Klerksdorp, 1's your minimum, 19 your maximum. Kimberley, 2, reaching a high of 18. Bloemfontein, -2, reaching a high of 16. Richards Bay, 16, 27. Pietermaritzburg, 10 with a high of 25. Sunny in Durban today, a low of 17 with a high of 26. Mthatha, 4's your minimum, 23 your maximum. East London, 10, reaching a high of 23. Partly cloudy in Cradock today, a low of 4 with a high of 19. Port Elizabeth, 8 with a high of 18. George, 8, 16. Sutherland, 3, reaching a cool 8 as a maximum. Cape Town today, 12's your minimum, 16 your maximum. Worcester, 4 with a high of 13. Springbok, 5 with a high of 12. And Uppington, 2's your minimum and 18 degrees Celsius. That's your maximum for today. And that's where I leave your weather on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Oh man, just to make our day even better, to make this awesome show even more awesome, we've got the incomparable Nicky Greenwall in studio. Nicky, so good to have you. You know, I missed you so much. Princess, please, I've made you a low GI sandwich.
Wow, you made me a low GI sandwich.
And it has to be low GI to sustain you because she is one of the busiest people on earth. And of course, she is here to talk up what sounds like the most amazing documentary that is going to be featuring at the Encounters Film Festival, The Beautiful People. So well done on that, and awesome to have you. And then we're going to take you to Design Joburg, where at least Tolo is, to give you the inside scoop. Go and have a bite.
Come on, I don't know. Where do I start?
Try the new McCafe Low GI sandwiches, cheese and tomato, chicken club, and cheese and tomato chicken roll. Enjoy a moment in between with McCafe.
It's the food lover's dream escape to Rome returned from just 6,700 Rand with Travelstar's gourmet Italian getaway. Summon the Eternal City as your chance to dine out on the town from breakfast espresso to linguine, fettuccine or pesche al forno, and if there's room, maybe a torta de cioccolato. Go all out Italian with the Rome return flights from just 6,700 Rand for travel during September and October 2018. Just another amazing way to enjoy hassle-free, budget-friendly getaways with travelstar.co.za. Subject to availability, T's and C's apply.
This is your mic 9, this is mic 9. Test, mic 9. Hello, Craig, this is mic 9. Joyous Celebration, testing. Okay, meaningful performance. Cool, so do you want to do sound check in the next ad break? Okay. 1, 1, 1. 1, 1, 1. Test. Test. Cool, all the mics are coming through.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on SABC3. Now, most people imagine that life can't be hard when the world thinks that you're drop-dead gorgeous, right? Well, a documentary series called The Beautiful People explores the difficulties of the business of selling your looks. And the first of this 10-part series is currently screening at the 2018 Encounters Documentary Festival. Director and producer of the film, Nicky Greenwall, joins us on Expresso to share more with us. Always great to have you here, Nicky. How are you?
Be here. I'm very good.
Very tired. You're allowed to say it's been an incredible journey.
Is it obvious?
How many or how long in the making has this been?
It's been 2 years. 2 years. Yeah, it's been a long journey.
And what started these 2 years that resulted in you following these models for 3 months of their lives?
Well, the thing is that my husband owns a model agency.
Mm-hmm.
He was a model before, so I've spent a lot of time being exposed to that industry.
Yeah.
There's a lot of television shows out there that expose modeling. There's all these reality series and that kind of thing. And we've watched those series and realized that it's so far from the truth. So we wanted to make something that was a real reflection of what it's like to be a model, what it's really like, the loneliness, the boredom, and just the full experience. Because a lot of people, there's a lot of misinformation. It's still quite a mysterious career, really. So that's really what the show is about.
I guess because part of the job is just to make it all look so good. I mean, you look at that guy and you think to yourself, man, he must wake up in the morning feeling so good about himself. But tell me about the challenges. You were talking about the loneliness, the boredom, and some of the other challenges that these 5 models faced that you followed over the 3 months.
Well, what's tricky, I think, is all of these people came from different places.
Yes.
None of them knew each other. They all arrive in Cape Town. They don't know anybody. They then have to live with each other. Then they have to compete with each other every single day. So, I mean, you can imagine going to a job interview every single day with the same people.
Yeah.
You're competing for the same jobs. It's very stressful. It's very insecure. And we really just want it to be a vicarious experience. So if you're interested in the model industry, if you wanted to know what it's really about, if you watch the show, it'll give you a very real picture of what it's like. And the great thing with documentary is you don't sort of force the opinion down somebody's throat. You see it and you go, this is what I think. You draw your own conclusions at the end of the day.
And I mean, you think to yourself, in a world where we are trying to establish community and connection, how difficult that must be when your job is to travel all around the world, be living in a space with people that you have to compete against on a daily basis.
Out of a suitcase, you're living out of a suitcase.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What introspections or revelations do you think viewers will get from watching this, especially about the broader and international fashion and beauty industry?
Well, I think it's my hope that, when you open a magazine or you see a hair commercial or something like that, that you understand that it's all smoke and mirrors. It's not real. That person isn't as happy as they look skipping down the street flicking their hair. That they have body issues. They worry about what they look like. They worry about relationships. They have all of these people, they struggle. Some of them are on Tinder and they couldn't get relationships. And you think, but you're a model. Surely everybody wants to be with you. But it's not that simple. People, the one girl, she's really, really tall. She can't find a boyfriend. She's very shy. She's never had a boyfriend in her life. I mean, she looks like she's about 28 years old. She's never, ever had a boyfriend. And you look at her and you can't believe that that's true. So, I mean, it's not that we really want people to feel sorry for them and it's such a horrible, it's not that kind of thing. It's more just understanding that we're all the same, we're all humans, we all go through the same stuff. And when you become a model, you really do expose yourself to quite a scary amount of judgment, and you have to be a very, very strong person to withstand that.
Absolutely. All right, so the screening is tonight at the Labia in Cape Town.
Yes.
And then the 8th.
In Joburg.
In Johannesburg, at the Bioscope.
The one in Cape Town sold out, but the one in Joburg, there's still a few tickets, I think.
Tickets are available, and if you'd like to go and check it out, the beautiful people, you can find more information at encounters.co.za. Can't wait to see, because this is the first of 10 parts,
yes,
so there's still 9 more to go. I'll try and make it, and thanks so much for joining us.
Awesome.
It was a pleasure.
Now, this past weekend, one of the country's highlights on the design calendar took place in Sandton. And Tolo was there to capture the beautiful decor and to find out about the latest in design trends.
Launched because of a gap in the market, Design Joburg features an inspiring high-end showcase of local and international design and decor. And this year's event draws the attention of visitors to 2 major features, namely Rooms on View and Collab. So Maury, for those who don't know, what is Design Joburg all about?
Design Joburg is a design and decor exhibition, and it originated 18 years ago as Rooms on View, where I created a platform for local talent to be showcased to the broader public in the way of creating room settings. We also created under Design Joburg the collaboration exhibits, which is now a big part of the decor and design industry exhibition that we do every year.
And tell me more about your collab exhibits and what inspired the project.
We need to give the young and up-and-coming designers a platform. So the collab started as a collaboration to incorporate a designer with 5 or 6 suppliers in the industry to be able to come together, share their knowledge and expertise, and create a room setting to showcase what each individual company in that collab actually can do. And also we have a few where it's a mentor-mentee partnership, where we take the really young and up-and-coming designers and we pair them with a well-known designer in the industry to do their room stand as a collaboration. So we've broadened the platform for young and upcoming as well as established exhibitors.
With almost 20 interior designers working with some of the country's finest design studios and architects, curated by the show's creative directors, pushing the boundaries seems inevitable. Let's go check out what the collaborators have on show for us.
For us, the exhibition and the inspiration came about to try and create contrast and then to create the warmth and the comfort of a real family environment. We try and get the whole tonal colors of what interiors are all about back to naturals. So our whole purpose of the stand was to push that idea of lifestyle forward.
And as soon as somebody has walked through the entire stand and exited on the other end, that's when they remember that they actually had an exhibition, because like the whole energy on the inside of the stand tends to make them forget about everything that's happening on the outside.
So our stand is predominantly dark colors. We wanted to create a black, sexy, luxurious environment. We call it the dark side of luxury. In terms of the expensive taste that we put into our stand, we hope to step out from the rest of the exhibitors.
Working with Tristan on this project has been a real good learning experience for me. And I mean, with Tristan, I got to collaborate and work with other international brands such as Moroso by Diesel, Streamlight, True Design, and Diesel Living. And now I'll be able to grow my brand around those companies.
What was very exciting about this year is the collaborative effort. I think people have really enjoyed that we've created something different and created an aspirational stand in terms of our quality of finish.
The show is definitely on par with international trends. There's lots of room displays, ideas for room settings, lounges, kitchens, dining rooms, your bar area. But also today, there's a huge creative, discerning client out there who want locally made product. And Rooms on View and Design Joburg is the perfect platform for those designers to showcase what's made in South Africa now.
Right, now last week we learned how Jungle Oats Large Tiger Oat Flakes, which is made from 100% whole grain pure oats, is a great addition to your daily meal plan, especially if you're stressed out or feeling maybe anxious. Now, Tiger Oat Flakes is a nutritious breakfast that contains 6-in-1 benefits for your well-being, and the carbs in oats actually help you to increase the level of serotonin in your brain, which is definitely a plus, which is also proven to have a calming effect on both mentally and physically. Now, here to tell us a little bit more of how we can better manage our stress in our lives, we have life coach Jenny Dahl from Get It Together here in Cape Town. So welcome to the show, Jenny. Lovely to have you.
Thank you, first of all, for
helping us to
me.
get it together. We like it. We need it. Listen, we talk about stress, and I think there's so much to talk about. We can't talk about stress enough. I think the type of lives that we are living nowadays, there's a lot of stress involved. So firstly, I think health implications. That's what we need to focus on with regards to stress. What are they?
First of all, stress comes most of the time from our mindset. We want things too quickly, or we actually think, yeah, this has to happen now. And then we put ourselves in stress. Yeah. Every one of us has actually different stress levels. What is maybe stress for me is maybe not stress for you. And therefore, we have to think about the 7 areas of life. 7 areas of life, I want to give you examples, are financial, it's career, it is social, it's spiritual, it's family, it's your wisdom, and it's your body health.
Yeah.
And I actually think every one of us, due to the fact that we have different values, due to we have different priorities, it's so complicated to actually think what is stressing whom.
That is what we need to try and figure out. But I mean, when it comes to stress, it can get so bad that it can have physical kind of implications on your body, like your immune system.
Exactly.
There's so many things that can go wrong.
Exactly, and your body is actually responding not so quickly anymore, or you age quicker, you know, if you're not taking care of yourself. If you actually have your mind and your career and in your money and so on, it's sometimes very difficult to actually get the healthy meal plan right, you know.
Absolutely.
But it depends, this is where life coaching comes in. It depends on your priorities, and you can change your priorities. If you're suddenly ill, everything changed in your life, you know? And then you have to change, you have to adapt to the change.
Exactly.
And nothing is more consistent
But I like
than
what you
change.
said about, you know, stress is about a mindset as to how you think and how you look at scenarios in your own personal life and things that maybe stress me out. Like you said, it doesn't stress you out as much. So how can we effectively manage stress in our lives, Jenny?
First of all, it's very important to see the advantage in the stress.
Okay.
Sounds a bit ridiculous.
No, I fully agree.
But I actually think, imagine we would have a life and everything would just happen.
Yeah.
Like we wanted. Life would be very boring. And sometimes we need stress.
Yeah.
If we don't have stress, if we don't have our people to actually pushing our buttons, we can't get where we want to go, and we can't grow. And if we are not growing, why we are here? Then we have no meaning. Then life makes no sense. Exactly.
Yeah, so you have to be able to manage it. Yourself. You have to be able to define between the good stresses and the bad stresses. But you also mentioned nutrition. So how can you look at managing stress via nutrition? We mentioned getting a good breakfast like your jungle oats.
Yes, for example, I started my morning with my oats this morning.
Same, done, dusted, yeah.
And it's just amazing to start your morning with a nice breakfast. What I realized due to my stress and to my personal health, maybe food is nothing else than energy. Nutrition is energy. Maybe you actually think about if you have 3 big meals a day, you change it to 5 big meals a day, because then you have actually a constant energy flow. And because then you're not stressed.
Yeah.
And some people don't need so much food, some people need more food. Again, we are built differently.
Yeah.
Every one of us is different. We are not one the same. We can't generalize this.
Yeah.
And this is very important. Then I would say at least 2 to 3 liters of water, then green juices, kombucha, things like this. You don't have to do it all at once. Just start one step at a time, because we can't change so quickly.
Yeah, but you see us, human nature, we immediately think there's this big picture, and that's what we need to achieve right now. But it is really all about that one step at a time. Jenny, thank you very much for joining us this morning. I can see you've got so much information. I wish I had an entire hour or morning just to sit down with you. But I think first, if we are focusing on your diet, make sure that you get a good diet and something like your Jungle Oats Large Tiger Flakes, which is a low GI and sustained energy throughout the day. So if you get that in the morning, you're good to go for the rest of the day.
South Africa's original oat champion now has a range of nutritious, delicious muesli. New Jungle Muesli, available in an exciting variety of flavors.
Well, I think it's safe to say it is everyone's favorite day. It's Friday, and you know what that means? You have one more weekend to get your baking on and enter the Lancewood Cake-Off competition for 2018. And the closing date is this coming Sunday, the 3rd of June at midnight. So you have to put yourself into the running for that grand prize of a trip of a lifetime to New York City with 150,000 Rand. And that's courtesy of Lancewood. You need to enter. Now, this weekend is your final weekend to do so, and we want to put all of you in the running. And all you have to do is make your favorite sweet or savory cake recipe with any Lancewood product, and you don't even have to bake it. It can be a simple no-bake cake or even a tart. It can be sweet, it can be savory. Simply visit lancewoodcakeoff.co.za for the lowdown on what to do and how to do it. And better yet, if you've entered the Lancewood Cake-Off, you get another chance to win this premium KitchenAid artisan mixer. Now, every family has a special baked treat that makes an appearance at a family gathering. Now, share yours on Expresso's Facebook page and you could be a winner. So don't delay, enter now for a double shot at winning big. Terms and conditions do apply, and those can be found on our website, expressoshow.com.
Win a trip to New York City worth 150,000 Rand. South Africa's #1 cream cheese, Lancewood, is on the hunt for the nation's #1 cake. To bake it all the way to the Big Apple, upload a picture of your cake with the Lancewood product used to lancewoodcakeoff.co.za. 3 finalists will make it through to our live cake-off on Expresso Show. 1 will impress celebrity judges Zola Nene, Jay Something and Lorna Maseko, and make it all the way to New York.
All right, I hope you stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast show. We're still hanging out with our friends from Umhlobo Wenene. How's the show going this morning, Pastor?
So far, so good, eh? Yeah. No technical problems, good. No complaints. Except for having oil with egg, not egg with oil.
No.
But mine was better than his.
Well, we'll see what people say on social media. In the meantime, you must enjoy the coffee. We've got lovely sandwiches for breakfast for you. But you stay tuned. After the break, we take a look at the story that most of you might remember of how a seatbelt and a good car saved a life. And then later on, we'll also be getting into the kitchen to make some mini chocolate mousse donuts. But my gents, can I just quickly show you this, ne?
Yes.
I don't know if we can get it before we go to Adbait. There's this car downstairs, ne? ES class. A Mercedes.
Yeah.
Last number. Where is it on screen? Put it there. There it is. Look.
It's right.
Me go downstairs. Alrighty then. This is the first time I hear of it now. I need to change back.
Oh, dim. 1, 2, 3, go. Dim. 1, 2, 3. Dim low, dim low, dim low, Yesu. Diza pambi kwako. Dim low, dim low, dim low, Yesu. Diza pambi kwako. Dim low, dim low, dim low, Yesu. Diza pambi kwako. Dim low, dim low, dim low, Yesu. Diza pambi kwako. Dim low, dialila, dim low. It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. You're tuned into your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expressor right here on SABC3. So good to be hanging out with you on your Friday morning. Now, coming up next, in a dramatic documentary-style content piece, Mercedes-Benz takes viewers on a journey along Chapman's Peak Drive with Christopher White, a survivor of a crash 30 years ago that saw him lose control of his beloved Mercedes-Benz after moments inattention and plummeted the equivalent of 30 stories onto the jagged rocks below. I mean, that's a crash that he only survived because he was wearing his seatbelt and, of course, driving a Mercedes-Benz. And I remember the story so well growing up and seeing that ad in the 90s, so remarkable. But let's quickly take a look at Christopher's journey 3 years later.
Imagine you are Christopher White driving home. You're extremely tired and not watching the road properly.
From what I understand, they didn't think he could possibly have survived it.
The mechanical crunching sound was frightening.
In our line of work, certain things just stick in your mind when they stand out, and that was one of them.
Think of a 30-story building. That's the drop.
Christopher White survived this 100-meter plunge for 2 reasons. He was wearing his seatbelt, and he was driving a Mercedes-Benz.
I don't know how long I was on the deck, but I got out the car. That's the amazing thing. I cluck, the seatbelt, got out the car.
Chris became a bit famous after that, and people used to come up to us in the street and say, "Are you Mr. Christopher White?"
I love my car. And I'd also just had it derusted and some of the leather inside on the armrest replaced. Wow, I'd got this thing going now for another 3 or 4 years, and then I went and put it over the cliff. It's scary. It's very scary to see it and to believe that you got out of a car that went over that far down.
I'm Jeff Betterson. I was the operational head of the Metro Rescue Unit when Mr. White had his infamous accident on Chapman's Peak. Our guys were activated. They got there, stabilized him, and then brought him to the road surface. Mr. White was very fortunate to survive his incident.
It could be that corner. There it is. It's definitely that cliff there. That's it, right there. To think they had to climb down all of that to save me. To relive this makes me quite emotional. Nearly went off the road.
Stay away from the edge.
So I was in a very cool place playing music. You know what the tape was? Tracy Chapman, Fast Car. And then I took my eye off the road for literally seconds. Then I just saw all these cassettes going through the roof because the sunroof was open. These things flying past me, and then kadoom. Okay. You serious? Well, I mean, they're not going to put me behind the wheel if it doesn't work. I must be honest, I'm actually scared of the car. Conditions were murky and he was tired. I skidded and went over the edge.
Let go of the steering wheel?
Oh, I don't want to. Over the edge and into a headlong dive close to 100 meters down on unforgiving rocks. I remember falling, and there were rocks flying past the car. Autonomous, here we go. This is real. It's a bit scary. I remember hitting the rocks and getting out of the car. Car's in control. And as we get closer to the corner, yes, I can feel my heart beating. The plunge should have been fatal. Coming closer, you can see the stone walls.
Imagine you are Christopher White driving home. You're extremely tired and not watching the road properly.
Well, what an incredible story told.
Just listening to that, it's like my heart just racing, man.
And check it out, here we are in our garage, our studio garage, next to the brand new 2018 Mercedes-Benz S-Class. This is, I mean, from an aesthetic point of view, it's all the bells and whistles. It looks absolutely amazing in this beautiful black finish.
It is, it's a beast, dude. And as amazing as the silhouette is, and the 560 really is like top of the range, what's going on inside is truly amazing. When we think back to what happened 30 years ago and how those safety features saved a man's life, you want to avoid that completely if you can. So we move on to something just unbelievable to me, energizing comfort control. So it works on a number of levels. It's a system that is designed either to stimulate, energize the driver during those monotonous driving situations, or create a tailored sense of well-being, a targeted sense of well-being. It uses thermotronic air balance packages, ambient lighting, so a lighting mood, even uses fragrance and energizing massage functions through the seat itself. The whole idea is to pick you up at those key moments so that you are alert while you're driving, and it can activate when you need it to activate your system. It's mind-blowing, dude.
And we'll get inside the car in a short bit. So let's talk about those 3 programs that are focused on energizing and refreshing the climate control. Because you know, like when you're saying, when you're on those long drives, trying to keep fresh in the car, keep yourself awake, and it does this through a strong airflow. There's this stimulating music that you can then cue up to play. There's training videos that animate the viewer, so that's keeping you engaged the entire time. You talk about when you're driving at night on those long road trips, you need to, I think, curate that kind of ambient lighting inside the car that will keep you energized, keep you focused on the road, and that is in there. Also with the fragrance ionization that of the air balance package that you were talking about, there's seat ventilation that comes around with the main functions that reinforce, of course, that desired effect. And then 3 further programs that are heating on the armrest, on the seats. There's a massage function that energizes the driver. So all the bells and whistles to make sure that you enjoy the long road trips out there while keeping safe as well.
And in a car that's comfortable, you need that energizing, trust me, but it is beautiful. So I'm going to step inside the cockpit here.
No, and we will step inside.
Dude, get in here. All right.
You go ahead. I want to check out the back quickly first.
Just get comfortable in there.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to move over to our energizing comforts. Open it up here. So it's going to give us 3 choices here. We can go refresh, okay?
Yeah.
Which refresh gives us green blue lighting and a cool refreshing breeze that will whisk you away to the coast. I'll take that. We can go vitality. Vitality gives us a revitalizing effect produced by stimulating light and invigorating music. I've kept the volume down because we are on camera here, but this is my best, dude. So I'm going to leave it on vitality because it's been a long, crazy show. We want to stay awake, you know. Training. Now get this, dude. Let's go for a little muscle stimulation.
I'm ready.
We're halfway through the Karoo. It's the evening.
Go for it.
And it actually takes us through a training program. So muscle stimulation.
Okay, so here we go. You're going to roll your shoulders backwards.
Work those.
Okay, cool. So you can actually play it.
There we go. You want to work those shoulders.
Up and down.
And it's actually got 11 settings that will take us right through our body.
Yeah.
And the whole point here is that it wants to keep you awake and revitalized throughout one of those long journeys. But I mean, how cool does it feel sitting in this cockpit, dude?
Sorry, we forgot to tell the producers. So this is the part of the show where we drive off in the vehicle and say, bye.
Adios, muchachos. And we are off.
One cool machine to another. Oh, how beautiful is that car?
That is stunning. That is stunning. And I love that moment we watched the documentary where he would just literally let go of the wheel like that, the steering wheel. Oh man, it gave me goosebumps. Crazy.
Cool. Well, listen, as we continue to experience the pressure of water shortages across the country, that's from Gauteng to the Eastern Cape, KZN, and even more recently here in the Western Cape, it has never been more important to be water-wise, and with growing environmental concerns and an increased awareness of the impact our daily lives have on the environment, it has led domestic appliance manufacturers to focus more on the energy consumption and water efficiency of their products.
Absolutely. Now, appliance brand Defy South Africa commits to assist us in valuing and also managing better water-saving habits. Now, they've embarked on a campaign called Every Drop Counts to not only raise awareness of how to save water, but are also making it their mission to use the latest innovation in their appliances to ensure that their products are the energy and water efficient and also help reduce the impact on our resources and environment.
That's right. Now, you can save your cooking water if we're going to take a look at some tips on how you can save water. Now, if you steam or boil your vegetables, save them rather than just dropping it down the sink. It is full of nutrients, and it will also, when it's cooled, will make for a great free fertilizer for watering your plants.
I never thought of that.
Yeah,
that's pretty
just
cool.
Save it. I think a lot of people just, you know, even your pasta, save that water.
Yeah, now we would like for you to share some of your own tips to save water, and you can stand a chance of winning this beauty right here. It's a Defy 7-kilogram front-loader washing machine in Manhattan grades. Beautiful, to the value of 5,000 Rand. Now, to enter, like the Defy Facebook page and share your best water-saving tips. Now, for more information, catch the details on the Expresso Facebook page. Now, the competition closes on the 31st of July, 2018. So not too much time, right? You at least have a bit of a month or so. But and that's going to be at 5 p.m. as well. So I suggest you start entering right now because this is a fantastic piece of technology.
So I think being super healthy this morning with our beautiful low GI sandwiches in our McCafe, we've earned a little treat. So we're going to whip up some beautiful mini chocolate mousse donuts. And then to round off this week on just the right notes, Joyous Celebration are going to perform. You don't want to miss a thing. I will though, because I'm taking my brand new car for a spin. I'll see you later.
One, two, three. Dimlo, 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 Yesu, diza phambi kwakho. Dimlo, 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 Yesu, diza phambi kwakho. Dimlo, 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 Yesu, diza phambi kwakho. Dimlo, 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 Yesu, diza. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, on SABC3. Now, while winemaking is a practice widely revered around the world, it is also one that carries the weight of apartheid and colonialism in South Africa. The Colour of Wine, a documentary by acclaimed director and actor Akin Omotoso, which is currently showing at the 2018 Encounters Documentary Festival, explores how a group of people are bringing transformation to this industry, one glass at a time. And Akin is here to talk to us about that. So I want to say, Akin, cheers. Cheers.
That's the way, but cheers. Where's the...
you can't really cheers without it. Oh,
just not
a lot of superstitions glasses that go along with that.
I know it's morning, but you know.
But great to have you here.
Thank you for having
continuing
me,
to tell incredible stories, and this year with The Colour of Wine. So tell me about where that decision to tell the story of South African colonialism, apartheid, and its effects through the art of winemaking.
No, thank you. Yeah, the project was sort of brought to us, and by us I mean my co-producer Harriet Perlman and Retabile Matobi, by Victor Dlamini.
Yeah.
And there was a group, the Khalifa Foundation, which is run by Sitembiso and Manana. They wanted to explore the history of the country, but they wanted to explore it in a different way. And the wine industry was the way in which they thought would be a good way to do it. And they asked whether I'd be interested in doing it. So we started in 2015 doing a bunch of research on the industry, and out of that research, it just seemed like a way to talk about our country through a product that everybody, for the most part, really enjoys.
Yeah.
So it was just a way of, how do you tell stories of a country that still feel fresh and that still feel relevant?
Yeah.
And when you look at an industry like the wine industry, it just felt like the perfect way to look at our country on a micro and a macro level.
Yeah. And then, of course, comes the part where you choose the people you'll involve in this production, in telling this story. So there are 4 particular winemakers. What was it about them that you thought would make them the ideal people to tell the story in the way it should be told?
Well, all of them are brilliant winemakers, and they were also at the cusp of democracy. So they went to university at the point in which South Africa was making the transition from apartheid to the new democracy. So they were at the crux of what is the potential of our country. So when you talk about an industry that was very lily white, and what is the country going to become? These 4 students were going to universities that traditionally never had black students. Wine, in terms of African culture or South African culture, has a very checkered past, and that's being polite. So they were at the crux of this change, and that's why they were like the people to look at. So in a way, it's a bit of an origin story. You can talk about change, you can talk about transformation. What does it look like?
Yeah.
And what does it mean on the ground?
Yeah.
And Nsiki, Carmen, Dumisani, and Nati were, apart from just being brilliant people, they were the ideal people to tell the story through.
Yeah.
And they were really, really generous.
And looking at where they are, how far they've come, do you think it means that the industry, perhaps maybe even an extrapolation into the country, is moving in a positive direction? And if not, what still needs to be done in this particular aspect?
Well, I think, look, it's never, the glass is half full, half empty, so the country continues to, we continue to define ourselves. Like, how do we become the kind of society that we want to see? Yeah. So I think that's no different in the wine industry, and the success of people like Nsiki and Carmen, Unati and Dumisani is good, but it's definitely not a place where you say, oh, we can now sit back. There's still a lot to be done in not just the wine industry, but in all our industries in the country. So in a way, again, it's a way of looking at, yes, there's some people who, despite all the odds, none of them, apart from Carmen, ever thought of wine as a career. Yeah. You know, a few weeks ago, Nsiki was in New York selling her wine. Carmen exports her wine today, but at that time, wine was not even an option. So for them to have come out and be as successful as they are is a good thing. But it also tells you that there's still a lot of work to be done.
Absolutely. An intriguing story, to say the least, and the fact that you're even bringing expert opinion from wine experts from around the world should offer a great perspective on the bigger picture of things. So I can't wait to see it, and I hope that it'll be sold out. Is it sold out? Can we still get tickets for tomorrow?
There's still tickets available for tomorrow, the Labia screening. It's going to be great. We're going to have a Q&A. The winemakers will be there. So, and you know, you might just taste a bottle or two.
You might actually be able to say cheers properly. Akin, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
So check out The Colour of Wine by Akin Omotoso, which is screening at the 2018 Encounters Documentary Film Festival on the 2nd and the 7th of June at the Labia in Cape Town, and then on the 10th of June at the Bioscope in Johannesburg. For more information and tickets, go to encounters.co.za.
And you know what will go great with that? The wine and the movies? Donuts. That's what we're making right now with Teresa in the kitchen now. Donuts are best served on cold days, hot days, rainy days, snowy days, any day pretty much with the Y. So
pretty much, yeah.
there's really no bad time to serve a donut. So we're going to whip up these delicious mini choc mousse kind of donuts creation. Yeah. And there's a lot happening here, Teresa.
Yeah. Should we go for it?
Absolutely.
Right.
Look at these little guys. So this is the final kind of product.
Yeah, so it's actually a baked donut as opposed to a fried one. Yeah. So it's marginally better for you.
Marginally.
Sort of, yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Not that we really, come on, when it comes to donuts, I mean, who really cares?
Go big, that's it.
Yeah.
Right, so I've just put our yeast into our warm milk just to kind of kickstart it. And we're going to leave that for a second.
Right.
Okay, then we're going to grab our dry ingredients. So we'll start with our Sasco flour.
Got it, yes, and of course we're using that trusted Sasco flour.
Absolutely, and isn't it baking weather today? I mean, it's perfect.
Such baking weather. It's donut weather, it's pancake weather, it's all kinds of just chill out weather.
Right, so we've got some flour.
Okay.
I'm going to add our caster sugar.
That's it. And of course, by using Sasco flour, we know that we're getting top quality because it's been on our home since 1930. Can you believe it, man? That is incredible.
Yeah. And this is a great one to do with the family. You can make donuts together, you know, make some memories.
That's the one, that's the one.
Do it, yeah.
Especially with the young ones, eh?
Ah,
We're just talking now about our boys who's starting to kind of chitter-chatter now at the age of 3 quite a lot. So this could be something quite nice.
Absolutely, especially when it comes to kneading the dough. You have lots of little hands on board. Right, so I've added the yeast into the flour. I've also added 1 egg.
Right.
And you're going to start mixing that. We've also got some warm water here. It's about 6 tablespoons, but add enough that you just get a nice soft dough and that it all comes together.
Right.
And you want it to be warm, just to kind of get that yeast going and all of that.
Is that it for the dough?
That's it for the dough.
So let's move on to the next step. We have our finished dough over there.
This is our ready-made dough. So you want to knead it for about 10 minutes until it's nice and soft and stretchy, and you can see it's quite smooth here.
Yes.
And then put it in a warm place and leave it to rise until it's doubled in size. So that'll take about an hour or so.
Okay.
And then what you're going to do is you're going to break it up into 12 balls, put it on a tray, and leave it to rise again for 20 minutes. So there's 2 sets of rising.
Yeah.
And then you're going to bake them in the oven at 180 for 15 minutes.
All right. And then you have your little donuts.
Then you get something like that.
I like it. I like it. The keyword is Sasco, by the way. SMS that to 33728. That's Sasco to 33728. Now just quickly make the filling.
The filling. This is like an instant chocolate mousse.
All right. So we have some whipped cream.
We've got some cream. You whip it until it's stiff, and then you add some chocolate spread and some vanilla.
Oh, beautiful.
So, I mean, it's really...
What's the butter for?
So easy. That's for the sprinkling afterwards, you'll see.
Okay.
So
I'll tell you what. You finish up that's the mousse. So we're going to kind of inject that into
the donut.
Beautiful. That's going to be amazing. So we're going to finish this guy up. In the meanwhile, remember the keyword is Sasco. SMS that to 33728. Hear those steps one more time.
Get baking with the experts with these mouth-watering Sasco mini chocolate mousse donuts. And because they're mini, you could probably have 2. Or go on, make it 3. Place warm milk in a small bowl. and stir in the yeast. Leave to stand for a few minutes. Mix flour, caster sugar and salt in a bowl. Add the yeast mixture and egg before mixing together. Add enough water to make a soft dough, then knead for 10 minutes until smooth and stretchy. Place the dough back in the bowl, cover and leave in a warm place to rise for an hour. Make the chocolate mousse while the dough is rising. Mix the cream until stiff. Add the chocolate spread and vanilla extract and whisk for a few seconds until combined. Chill in the fridge. Divide the dough into 12 equal pieces and roll into balls. Arrange the dough balls on a baking tray lined with baking paper and bake at 180 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes or until cooked through. Brush the melted butter over the baked doughnuts and dust the cinnamon sugar and leave to cool slightly. Make a hole in the side of each donut and squeeze some of the mousse inside. Serve immediately.
And that's how you do it. The keyword is Sasco. SMS that to 33728 if you want to get your hands on the recipe. So we're just showing you to finish off these guys. So you just kind of poke a little hole in there.
Make a little hole with a knife, or the end of a wooden spoon works really well. And then you put your chocolate mousse in a piping bag, put it in.
Bam.
And then last of all, you brush it with some melted butter and sprinkle with some cinnamon sugar.
And there you have it.
And you're done.
Enjoy it with a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, whatever you fancy on a nice and cold day, hot day, rainy day, snowy day. Doesn't really matter. SMS the keyword Sasco to 33728. It will be on our website as well, expressoshow.com. Thank you, Teresa.
My pleasure.
Have a beautiful weekend.
You too.
Sasco, baking together since 1930.
Now, we have a very special treat for you on this Friday morning. So 2018 sees South Africa's #1 gospel production continue to bring their music and message to people of all ages, races and creed across the globe and celebrate with the Joyous extended family as they embark on their Joyous 22 All For You tour, which kicked off over the Easter weekend at the Carnival City and has finally reached the Mother City. Ladies and gents, here they are in studio, the Joyous Ensemble performing Umhlobo.
Dimlo, dimlo, dimlo Yesu, diza phambi kwakho. 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 Dimlo, dialila, dimlo, difuna wena. Dimlo, dimlo, dimlo Yesu, diza phambi kwakho. Dimlo, dialila, dimlo, difuna wena. Dimlo, dimlo, dimlo Yesu, diza phambi kwakho. Dimlo, dialila, dimlo, difuna wena. Dimlo, dimlo, dimlo Yesu, diza phambi kwakho. Dimlo, dialila, dimlo, difuna wena. Dimlo, dimlo, dimlo Yesu, diza phambi kwakho. Dimlo, dimlo, dimlo Yesu, diza phambi kwakho. Dimlo, dimlo, dimlo Yesu, diza phambi kwakho. Dimlo, dimlo, dimlo Dimlo Yesu diza phambi kwakho. Dimlo, dimlo, dimlo Yesu diza phambi kwakho.
Hallelujah! I want to ask Pastor Jabuhlonga to join me here, please. Yes, Pastor, come here. Yes, there we go. Good to have you here as well. And thanks, guys. That was very, very beautiful. You have indeed blessed our Friday and blessed our weekend in doing so as well. So I've got to ask, how has the tour been going so far? Joyous 22, all for you.
It's been crazy in a beautiful way.
Yeah,
you know, we had a great time starting in Carnival City. We're here now. We're going to other places. We're going to Middelburg after this. But the whole country, the show in Cape Town is sold out.
Wow.
It's
well
amazing.
Done, Cape Town. Well done, Cape Town.
And we're happy to be here. There's rain. Others call us Abozanemvula. Because we brought the rain.
There's no coincidence in that at all. And so where do you take it to from here and where can people still see it?
We're going to Middelburg after this. Yep. We're going to the rest of the country, Durban, Bloemfontein, everywhere. But also outside of the country, we're going also to Botswana and other places. So they check Facebook. Our Facebook group is called My Joyous Celebration. They find all the activities that we're doing.
Yes, well, thank you very much, as I said, once again, for blessing our Friday. Good luck on the rest of the tour and check out the Facebook page for more information on the Joyous 22 All For You tour. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
It's the food lover's dream escape to Rome returned from just 6,700 Rand with Travelstar's gourmet Italian getaway. Summon the Eternal City as your chance to dine out on the town from breakfast espresso to linguine, fettuccine or pesche al forno, and if there's room, maybe a torta de cioccolato. Go all out Italian with the Rome return flights from just 6,700 Rand for travel during September and October 2018. Just another amazing way to enjoy hassle-free, budget-friendly getaways with travelstar.co.za. Subject to availability, T's and C's apply.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yo, guys. What a Friday.
Feel it.
I never expected it. Like in the beginning when we said it's going to be a jam-packed show, this has been even more than that. Eh?
But you know what? Miss South Africa's.
I am sorting
GI.
you guys out. Remember we spoke about the new low GI sandwiches
you do
from
love me, man.
McCafe. So it's, guys, now it's time to chill, time to enjoy. So just remember McCafe is of course all halal friendly. So go enjoy it with your friends on your way to work this morning. Grab a cup of coffee or grab.
So you went with the chicken cheese and tomato.
Well.
I went. Is this just
You've got the cheese and tomato. Me and Zoe's got the premium chicken roll club.
I'm intrigued to find out what you prepared for me. What do you got there for me?
Cheese and tomato. It's amazing.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, man.
Shotgun this one.
Why are you disappointed?
No.
Why are you ungrateful?
I love the way that you have embraced my my plant-based diet that I'm pursuing.
Absolutely.
I know that there was forethought to it.
There was.
Oh, man.
Anyway, let's talk about what's happening next Monday, because that's what we're doing. Yeah, we're going on the weekend now, doing the weekend thing.
We're doing the weekend thing.
You do the weekend, then we come back and
then
talk
we come back
about
on
it.
Monday to do this again.
So one of the topics, we have Dr. Eve on Monday, and it's relationship talks, and we're asking the question, should couples share friends?
Oh,
very interesting one.
Very, very interesting
So
question.
Should my friends be my partner's
Wife's
friends, and so on and so forth?
Or should you have like different sets
I mean,
of
who has
friends?
the time when you're in parties to go and socialise separately anyway, man? Just come on, so everyone must be friends,
That's
man.
what Dr. Eve is joining us.
And then also we continue to support the Encounters Documentary Film Festival. Whispering Truth to Power is the one that we're talking about next week.
And then a film hitting the local box office, nummer 37. It's local.
Zeg het weer, Graham, zeg het weer.
Nummer 37. It actually looks like a powerhouse thriller, number 37 for anyone who missed my rudimentary translation. But it looks thrilling, it looks terrifying, and it's local, which we love, man.
We love local, man. Go out, support local. Thank you very much.
Is there anything you want to add?
I can't add anything because I've got like a mouthful of deliciousness, so it's rude to talk with a mouthful on TV.
Oh man, I'm so tired.
We love you guys.
Have a good weekend, peeps. We'll see you Monday.
Stay safe. Adios.
Bye.
I'm so hungry.
Bye.
Get in my face.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.